Uh, yeah, YouTube, you can do it. I trust in you. I don't trust in YouTube, not at all. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to this, I want to say end of the year stream, but then I was thinking I'm gonna maybe stream Sonic Adventure 2 for the shits and giggles as well. Maybe. I'll get to it. Yeah, YouTube,
So,
you can do it.
if you read the description, which you most likely didn't because no one reads the description, let's be honest
Greetings,
here.
everyone, and welcome
Shut
to
up,
this,
me, I don't want to hear
I want
myself.
to say end of the year stream, but
That's
then
the
I
whole
was
reason I
thinking
don't
I'm gonna
edit the
maybe
video.
stream Sonic
So,
Adventure 2 for the shits and giggles as well. Maybe.
at first, right, I was probably gonna do like a separate end of the year stream that was shorter, but then,
read the description, which you most likely didn't because no one reads the
fucking
description.
I still hear myself.
Why?
Shut
What
up,
am I hearing
me, I
myself
don't want to
for?
hear myself. That's
There's
the whole reason I don't edit the video. So, why am I hearing myself? Where's this audio coming from?
At first, right, I was
Fuck
probably
the
gonna
stream.
do like
Go
a
fuck
separate-
yourself. I hate myself so much. I don't want to hear myself. But it's kind of meant to be like just a casual, chill stream. You know, with this Excel sheet in the background. Don't worry about that. We'll get to we'll get to that. Yeah. So that's the whole thing, isn't it? Like this Excel sheet, right? I had a video prepared, or at least I thought I would have prepared the video, but let's say I just recorded all of the audio and I looked at I thought, okay, I can like edit through 2 hours if I just edit sloppily. It's gonna be a casual video. It's not gonna be a very serious video. And then I see 4.5 hours and I thought, oh, yeah, no, I don't want to. I really don't want to. I'm kind of tired. I don't want to do that. I also am worried I would have to watch it to get it done before the end of the year, and I thought, nah, fuck that. Let's just not do that. No. I'll just do something else. I'll just edit something else for next year, because I am not getting a video done in this year, not at all. Especially if you're kind of out of it. The winter depression got me for a bit as well at some point. And I haven't been able to just relax and just play games for a long time, though I've been mostly just watching YouTube videos and I wish I was watching anime. I didn't even do a lot of that either. A lot of Christmas stuff I've done. So, yeah, I'm not making that video. I don't want to. And the thing with making that video is at first I have to shift through a bunch of audio, which is already a messy audio because I didn't make a script or anything, because I thought, oh, all these writings on the mini reveals would do that work for me. It did not. It did not, because I don't even remember what I was thinking back then. I look at what I've written down, I'm like, what the fuck? It's very different from how I remembered it. And sometimes you have hindsight, right? So I write these things right after I'm done playing the game most of the time. And then weeks later I kind of think back on it and think about it a bit more. Either warming up to it or hating it even more. Now, I don't think there are that many games I really dislike though in this... on this list, but I am very critical, I notice, when I'm writing things down, because that's the more interesting things to write down, I guess. Yeah. So that's kind of the reason for the Excel sheet. So I was thinking, instead of, if I'm gonna do an end of the year stream like I sometimes do, I might as fucking well make the stream this whole thing. Because then I can just kind of read out loud what's being written down here, then comment on it, and then I don't have to think too much about it. I do have to think about it, but I can just kind of ramble a bit casually. I think it would be more fun that way, for me anyway, because I wouldn't mind editing a big supercut video, but I would have to do that very differently from what I was planning, because right now 4.5 hours worth of work. Holy fucking shit. Yeah, so I thought maybe next year, right? I'll just edit a video every 3 months, right? And then at the end of the year, I'll paste them all together, like the sludge they are. Then at least I might be able to remember some of the things I have written down and experienced. Especially if I play the Persona game, because that took me 3 months. That didn't take me 3 months, but fuck. We'll get to that. I think I'm not immediately gonna start with the game schedule though. I can tell there's plenty of other things I've done in the year, of course. Mainly writing. Last year and the 2 other years beforehand, honestly, those were some of the worst years of my life, I want to say. And it's not even because of the lockdowns. I mean, there came some point where they were a nuisance.
And of course, the economics behind it, like the economical problems that came with them, is indeed was indeed an awful thing. But I didn't really mind just sitting in my house and just doing my own thing, and I still had a place to go to by like the second year or the third year. Though honestly, I wouldn't mind sitting at home playing video games, honestly. But even then, I want to be productive on one way, and I want to achieve something, right? And like the last few years, I did write some things sometimes, but the productivity was so fucking low. Like I look at what I was writing, you know, it is a fan fiction. I do write my original stuff, but you know, I need to release original stuff officially, and that requires me to actually get some work done, maybe some social activity by asking other people to commission art or to get an editor or something like that. Because I can self-edit only so much. I miss most of the problems I have written. I miss most of the fucking spelling errors that I proofread. So I don't really bother. Like every time I proofread the same thing, I constantly find new mistakes. I'm like, God fucking damn it! It's been 4 times already. But right now, you know, I'm writing fan fiction because I think, you know, it's easy to test things with, right? Because just a fan fiction, no one's gonna take it too seriously. You can kind of practice a lot, right? It doesn't have to be good, just practice. And then you can release it for free because you're not gonna sell fan fiction anyway most of the time. So yeah, I thought, why not? And I would say that I finally finished writing the second part of the story, which was gonna be half as long as the first part of the story, but actually became 3 times as long as the first part of the story. Yeah, that sounds about right. Whenever I think I'm gonna write something short, it's not short at all. Now, I finished writing it, but not all of it is uploaded yet, because I need to proofread it every week. I need to proofread a new chapter every week, and then I upload it. Because I did think to myself that maybe I could just proofread the last few chapters all at once, and then upload it all at once, but then I thought, nah. I'm not going to be writing anything next month at all. Which means that for the, like, after January, on February, there will be absolutely fucking nothing. I can't even say that I'm going to write on March, because honestly, I fucking hate winter. And this was the biggest problem I've had this year. It's the fucking heating bill just exploding. 4,000 fucking euros, guys. Holy shit. But I might not have to pay for that, though. But it's a mess. I'm not gonna talk too much about it. But what that made me think is that, oh fuck, I maybe actually understand now how expensive heating actually is. This is a lot of stupid shit that happened beforehand. So I turn all my heating off, but I fucking hate the cold. I can't stand the cold at all. Like, but there will always be a discussion whether like the heat is better, the cold is better. But I feel like a lot of people discuss that with like ideas of like how to make themselves warmer or make themselves colder. But I feel like the discussion should be like let's say you just didn't have any of that and you just felt cold or you felt hot. What would you prefer? I'd much rather be hot than be cold. Holy shit! I can't stand the cold. I cannot concentrate. I cannot do anything. I can't stand the cold. I'd rather be fucking like sweating in the summer. Honestly. I feel like I can still work, like, I can, at least when it comes to, like, writing, I can still work with that. So, for the winter, I'm probably not gonna write, instead, I have this small, oil, what do you call it in English? It's an oil heater, it heats electrically. So, and it's not that great for my living room, but for this room, the computer room, which is small, it heats it up great. Sometimes a bit too good. At only 1000 watts. It will do just fine here. I don't even have to crank it up. That's fantastic. I do crank it up a little bit to like 35 degrees and then I might have to lower it or something like that. That's besides the point. The thing is more so that I am thinking, this year, I really wanted to get something done, right? I didn't want to like sit on my couch all depressed for multiple weeks. Sometimes still get those episodes, I guess. But with the serotonin booster, yeah, it's been definitely got a little bit more energy to myself, just a little bit more, enough to work with anyway. When it comes to writing, anyway. I'm very tired most of the time. But this year I really like. Because I really felt like my life wasn't going anywhere, and the last few years really hit me hard with that. whether it was like for fun or just for productive reasons, none of those things. No relaxation and no fucking productivity, just absolute waste of fucking time. I don't think time is wasted if you were having fun, but I wasn't having fun. And I wasn't relaxing either. You know? It's like I did fucking nothing, but not in a relaxing way. I just fucking... nah. So this year, I wanted to change that, right? First and foremost, I really want to make sure that I had enough time for myself for writing. So I had a goal like 10,000 words per week, give or take. And I wanted to stress to myself that I should not force myself to write that much to the point where I'd lose my mind, because then I'd stop eventually, right? Like I'd crash and burn. Which is funny because then the last few months I did exactly that, but that's besides the point. But 10,000 words. Preferably no more, no less, but sometimes I'll do a little bit less and sometimes I'll do a little bit more. And then the other 15, and I want to spend 15 hours on playing games because I know that playing games makes me the happiest. So, you know, I'll figure out this perfect balance between work and playtime, except I take the playtime very seriously too, and I barely have any time to do other things in between. But I'll find a way. I didn't find a way. Now, I do think that this year went a lot better than the other years, specifically for that reason. Because I did, you know, like I said, I did actually finish writing the second part of the story, which was 3 times as long. It wasn't intentional. It certainly wasn't. If it went exactly as intended, I would have also had a video ready for this year, but I did not. I was first gonna make the Pokemon video and then maybe the Hitman video, but that didn't happen either. So yeah, here we are. I'm just rambling on the internet where no one watches me, but that's fine. It's fine. I can leave my rambling on here. Sometimes it's relaxing to know that no one is watching me, because then I can scream in the void. Like I feel like I've done something, but I have not. It's perfect. So when it comes to that, like just straight up writing, that's really most of what I've done. Like, you know, obviously I still went to that place, you know, learned some sword fighting. I guess that's what I did as well this year, was the sword fighting bit. I learned how to use the katana. I am now full weep. I literally got ninja techniques. I can now do ninja stuff. Yeah. I can actually do it. No joke. I can fucking do it too. No, but aside from that, yeah, but like I always did that because I wanted to like learn a discipline, or like learn to. I guess I do want to learn a little bit how to fight in general, right? Because I feel like if you learn one way of fighting, you kind of get a better eye for how to fight, even if you know you're using a weapon normally and you're not gonna use a weapon IRL unless you're in America, which is a pretty compelling argument to go to America, to be honest. So I did that, but besides that, it was mostly it was writing. And the reason really why I focused so hard on the writing is because I wanted to see something. Because beforehand, right, I would write, I would post something, and sometimes I get a moderate, I wouldn't say moderate success, it's like the smallest success in existence, but I got some readers, right? But I wanted to see if I could actually build more of a readership if I were more consistent. Which was easier to do after I dropped the whole volume shit and went with chapters instead. I kind of learned and realized why exactly people like post things in chapters when it comes to like web novels and not in volumes. Holy shit. Doing it in volumes is very tiring, because you know you constantly feel like you haven't finished anything. Whereas with chapters you feel like you finish a chapter and you feel satisfied, right? And even more so, right? Like I decided to also write the chapters shorter, or at least split them off a bit more. You know, I usually go with like, oh, one chapter should tell an entire story, and then I'd have like 40,000 word long chapters, and I thought, no, this is especially in web novels where I realized that, you know, people have to be able to like read it and keep up where they have like stopped last. Doing just more smaller chapters, small would be 10,000 words for me. More smaller chapters would be more adequate. Occasionally you still get a 20,000 words chapter though, but that you know, it's one fight. That's why 20,000 words of one fucking fight. That's what I do. I'm stupid. Fucking dumb. It really was a journey though. Like everything just was way longer than it should have been. Like the whole ninja war, right? It was like a whole ninja war arc. It was meant to be 2 chapters, and it's now like not 7 chapters. It's like more than it, because there's a bunch of like .7.1, 7.2.
Yeah, 7.5 chapters, I guess. No, 7 plus 5 chapters. No, it's more than that. Fuck. It was a lot. I wrote a lot. It was a whole fucking Shonen War arc. I did it. Wasn't even intentional, I just fucking did it. And the next arc even more so, because originally it was also meant to be like a one chapter thing. Obviously, after writing the ninja arc, I thought, no, this is not gonna be a one chapter thing. I'm gonna think like 3 chapters maybe. Mostly 3 chapters, like at most 3 chapters. How long was that fucking shit? It was... Okay, hold on, this mouse, the Bluetooth mouse is a bit of an asshole. Hold on, I can pick up the file here. No, this is my hentai, hold on. Okay, let's do the cogs. Oh, fuck. What the fuck? Oh, where did it begin? Chapter 16, not the final chapter 4. Yeah, it was the final chapter, so... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... 10 chapters, yeah. So I turned 3 chapters into 10 chapters, that's what I do. Just normal stuff. Funny enough, there was meant to be like 2 final chapters, but now it's like 3 chapters instead. That's honestly not so bad, right? That's not so bad. There wasn't much. I knew with that one there wasn't really much more, so I could not like stretch it out more. Not that I intentionally stretched out the story. I just simply thought, oh well, this should happen and that should happen and this should happen in between, and then the story became like 10 times as long. I was like, oh well, these characters would actually work with these characters. They wouldn't like just go away for no reason. Because there were plenty of characters I just thought were going to make a cameo, and then that was it. No, instead I said, well, it wouldn't make any sense for them not to join the characters now, would it? And then they joined the characters, and now they're all one massive party. I'm like, oh god, I've got so many characters to write with now. Fuck. It wasn't intentional. Oh no, it was not intentional. For the record, right, I've got a music playlist ready, but I'm not listening to it myself because I want to hear myself. I'd be too distracted by the music, I think. Also for the video. I'm just stuck in my fucking teeth. I hate popcorn so much. Oh, fucking darn it. Yeah, it's gonna be stuck there. It's gonna be annoying. It's gonna annoy me for the rest of my life. That's great. Oh, what else? What else did I do? That was, yeah. I already wrote quite a lot, but then I got to the last few months, right? And I thought to myself, I want to finish Darkness before the end of the year. I want to upload all of it before the end of the year. And then I wrote the fucking treasure hunting arc, and then I realized I'm not going to be able to. And I really thought to myself, maybe I can just write a bunch of chapters real quick, and then I can release it all in 1 month. At the end of the day, I didn't do that either, but, you know, I thought, you know, I'll finish it and then I can just do whatever I want in December, which is also not true. Fuck my life. It would be true if I, well, actually relaxed afterwards, but I did not do that. Which is why I have like a 4.5 hour long recording of this fucking shit I was supposed to do with that recording, but instead I'm not streaming it, making that whole thing a waste of time as well. Could have just done something else. Whatever. You know how it is. I didn't write simply 10,000 words a week by October, I want to say. I think it was like the latter half of October, November, and I think 1 week of December. I've been, 2 weeks of December, I think. Yeah, 2 weeks of December as well. I've been writing like anything between like 12,000 to even like 20,000. There were some weeks where I wrote 20,000 words. That's a lot, trust me. You know, it's like, you know, because I wouldn't say I'm like making shit up as I go along. I have like a bunch of points in my mind where the story will go, and I've got all the ending prepared, and I've got the basic storyline prepared, but there's so much in between stuff, especially with Darkness, because when I wrote Darkness was always meant to be kind of the in between Light and the Four Goddesses versus Four Devils story parts, but Darkness was meant to be this like in between like filling of like those two story parts, but instead it's like the biggest story part now, I think, because I don't think the Four Goddesses versus Four Devils story part will be as long. Famous last words, because I also said Darkness wouldn't be as long, and how it's 3 times as long. But I genuinely don't think the latter part will be as long, because this part has so much like set up to fighting, adventuring. The latter part is mostly just a conflict between two forces, whereas
the darkness is a conflict between the main characters, a little bit of the characters that aren't vigilantes, I guess you could say, and mostly the 5 companies with all different connections and shit. So, you know, like you have these characters going all the way north to a random fucking place where this samurai is hiding, and then they have to deal with fucking ninjas the next arc, or they have to fucking deal with treasure hunting with other giant monsters across the continent the next arc. They have to deal with that company and this company with all of their secret little like organizations and shit. Man, that was a lot longer. That's not gonna happen in the next story part. So I genuinely do not think it will be as long. Famous last words. But I also really wanted to, like, I specifically did this, right, because I wanted to see if my writing would get anywhere if I were to be more consistent with posting the thing, because Darkness was not getting a lot of views at all compared to Light. But then I started writing it chapters and releasing chapters, and I do notice there are more people reading it, right? And that does mean that, yes, the algorithm will indeed push something forward if there's more, you know, consistent chapter releases. You know, and then I thought, okay, so if I really wanted to, I might actually get somewhere with writing, to some extent, because I have some reviews, some people do seem to like it. On fanfiction.com anyway, on other sites not so much, though this gotten a little bit better, I noticed, by being consistent, but fanfiction.net really got the biggest boost out of being consistent. But I post on multiple sites, because I think, yeah, why limit my reach to only one site? I wouldn't do that. Not a good idea. Though, I don't know what other site I could post it on. Because I heard of something called like AO3 or something, but I have no idea if I should bother with that one. Even though it seems to be pretty popular too, maybe I should bother with that one. I don't know, we'll find out. But honestly, it's not like it's gotten so popular to the point where I can just try to make writing my full career, which was one intent I had, but I don't know. I don't think it's getting there anytime soon. I think you need more. I think if my plan is to self-publish, I would need more internet fame to get that done. And I'd need to have money to pay an artist. I honestly don't think I want to, you know, I'm very reluctant to use like AI for art. And then there's the editing part, which I could just say, fuck it, release the book for cheap, but don't, so they don't have high expectations for great grammar. Because, yeah, as much as I correct a lot of mistakes, every time I reread something, I notice more mistakes. Difference. Finally, it's out of my fucking mouth. Jesus Christ, well, that's what an annoying thing. No, it's still a little bit in there. I hate popcorn so much. So that's it. That's kind of how it is. I think next year I'm gonna be writing less. One thing I wanted to also try out was video editing, because you know, I've been spending years wanting to edit videos and wanting to like doing like these live streams, and then I did all the writing, but I've done them so. Not only have I done them so inconsistently, but aside streaming, I haven't gotten anywhere with any of these things. With writing, I'm getting somewhere to some extent. Maybe I should write something else that's more popular, maybe, I don't know. But then I think of fucking my live streams, right? And I really, like, way back, I've already realized that both with like doing Let's Plays and what's doing, no, it's not Let's Plays or commentaries, but that's besides the point, that you like to do the same thing, don't even bother. And with live streams, you know, I not really getting any further either. Like, I'm getting subs sometimes, sure. I am getting subs sometimes. I don't know why the category of the stream is gaming when I specifically said it was like, whatever, fuck YouTube. I don't care what YouTube thinks. YouTube is stupid. Fucking dumbass. Yeah, I mean, technically it is gaming, right? Like, we have games, just, there's no gameplay in this fucking stream. It's genius. Hold on a fucking minute. I'm so annoyed. What the fuck? Since when? No. It's not gaming. It's people and blocks, you fucking donkey. What the fuck? Hey, better save those settings, you piece of shit. Like, yeah, it's regarding, it's fucking regarding gaming soon. I don't know, I'm just talking about the writing. I'll get to the games. I'll get to the games, don't worry about it. But yeah, so there was 2 things I wanted to try before completely just doing other things that maybe will change my life at some point, maybe, right?
I really want to focus on the writing because that's what I've been doing for a long time. I want to see if I can actually get somewhere with that this year. Like this would be the last year I would really try my hardest with that. The other one was video editing because I really want to see if I could actually get somewhere if I made more edited videos and actually made like more unique projects other than just Let's Plays. And maybe some shorts as well, some YouTube shorts from the live streams. I think that could work too. But I never got around to it. Like the shorts I probably could do at some point if I would stop being lazy, to be honest. But when it comes to the video editing, the only thing I edited was, because I have this project in real life that's regarding like Japanese lessons. Like we do presentations about something about Japan as well, aside from just learning the language. But yeah, so I specifically had like video games as a topic, and I had like a 3-part video, because like 3 parts of videos from like that are 1 hour long each about the history and the genres of all these games. And this year I made the 4th one, but I feel like no one really wants to help me with like setting this shit up. It's a long story, so I'm not gonna talk too much about it, but I kinda, honestly, I regret the whole thing. I really regret the whole thing. It's not like I hate all these videos I made, but I do feel like, at least with especially the first one, I didn't put that much effort into. The second and third one I put more effort into. Because I noticed that people like kind of liked the first one. I thought, you know what, if the first one was so well liked, maybe the second one should have more. But I just regret making them, honestly. I feel like I could have spent the time making the Pokemon video. I wanted to make that video since, what, 2021, 2020? I think it was 2021, yeah. Since 2021 I wanted to make the Pokemon video, and I already have 60 minutes of that ready for a long time. But all my time when editing, all my time was spent on the video, and well, no one like, and yeah, next year we might set something up to watch it now, because I finally thought, you know what, fuck it, I don't care how it's done, but just as long as it's done, right? I want to get it out today. But I feel like with all the time not spent, like with how long that video's been ready and with nothing to show for it, I just thought I could have made the Pokemon video instead. It would have been perfect when the Pokemon Leagues came out, right? The Pokemon Leagues come out, I posted video, perfect viewership. Didn't get any of that. And that pisses me off. That's my biggest regret. I'm really gonna try to get the Pokemon video ready by January though. And I'm not gonna post it whenever like there's gonna be like a trailer or something for Pokemon, because then I think, yeah, I'm gonna get all that Pokemon money. I'm not gonna get any money out of it. I'm not monetized. So that was the plan. And you know, that's but I just never found the time to edit another video, whether it was the writing or other things I needed to work on. I never found any time. So it's unfortunate, because this year I really want to see if I would get any viewership if I were to make more big project videos with lots of editing. And I really want to improve my editing as well. I really wanted to see, really wanted my editing to improve and make more fun edited videos. But I didn't get the time for it, and honestly, I don't know. Now I have to do that next year, and it's unfortunate because next year I want to do that this year to see if I could get anywhere, because then I can focus on those things next year. Because next year I honestly don't want to do the same things I normally do anymore. Like, I'm still gonna stream. The streaming is shit is for fun now, right? So I can play games. It's an excuse to play games with friends, basically. Well, one friend, but that's besides the point. But you know, streaming obviously is not gonna become my career. Okay, that's fine. You know, okay, I accept that. I make peace with that. But I do need to do something to get somewhere in my life, because I don't want to just do nothing. So I thought to myself, well, I'm gonna, if the former 2 things don't really work out this year, next year I'm just gonna focus on other things. I'm gonna try to maybe attain some new skills. I was thinking of studying something. Honestly, I'm kind of thinking of studying architecture. Actually, I'm just interested in that. I think I might be able to do something with that, maybe. But the other thing I wanted to try out is making a video game. It's just very difficult to do. I make a fan game. Yeah, I want to do that. There's plenty of things I want to try out, and I would need to, you know, if I do that, then I'm gonna have less time for the other things I want to do. So it's really a big shift in focus, right? Which is why I really wanted to make the videos this year and post them this year, so that I can see whether or not people would be interested in seeing more. Otherwise, I'm making a bunch of like video projects and a bunch of plans for absolutely nothing. But yeah, so now I have to focus on it next year. So on January, after I've had my break, I guess, it's gonna be editing, and then I'm gonna release the Pokemon video or the Hitman video. It really depends what comes first. Probably the Hitman video.
because we are streaming that game next. The Hypno video would be like about all the games before the reboot, and then there will be like a second part later about like that are all the games from the reboot. But I'm taking to streaming all of that first, all the games first. We already streamed most of the old games. It's only Absolution that's left in that game. I've heard some interesting opinions of, but you know, I think it could be fun. I think it could be a fun time. So you know, it will be fine. It will be okay. I think that's enough. Like the only other thing I can talk about would be anime, but I think I'll just leave that if we have time left, because I really want to talk about these this list instead. Look at this, absolute autism. That is my superpower. I'm sorry. No, I don't care. I'm not so real. As you can see, I've written a bunch of text. I don't really know how well it goes over on stream. Hold on, I'm just gonna. Let's just. I want to full screen the video. Yeah, you need like a micro glass to fucking read all of that. Well, what do I do? I can't. Can I just upload? I wish I could just upload this as like a PDF file instead, so people could read it instead. Maybe I should do that. Unfortunately, the description can't hold all of this text. It would be so much yapping. How would you? How do normal people like? Fuck it. I'll just read it out loud. All of it? I don't think all of it. I wasn't gonna read out loud all of it. Just a sum. I have like it in page. I did this, but like it just doesn't fucking work anymore. No, that's not all I want to do. One button. I'm very new with Excel, by the way. I've never used Excel until this year. Like all of this is my first attempt at excelling. I will never excel. Anyway, so since I didn't just want to focus on productivity, right? I also wanted to make sure that I have enough time left for myself as well, in terms of having fun. Of course, I take everything too seriously anyway, so it wasn't really relaxing either. But that's you know, that's neither here nor there. But I was thinking to myself, first and foremost, I want to at least spend 15 hours a week playing video games. Now, some people think that's crazy, because you know, some people are surprised when people play 4 hours a week on games. I'm like, 4 hours is fucking nothing, especially if you play Persona 3. Look at Persona 3. And then even finish it in 60 hours. Look at this, look at Persona 3, look at this. It's back here with a vengeance as well. Look at this shit. Look at this. Yeah, that's why there's so many Persona 3s on the fucking thumbnail. Oh, this is Persona 3. Look at all the Persona 3s. They're fucking everywhere. Goddamn. So, I decided to track my games. So at first I thought I used the in-game time to like. At first I used the in-game time to kind of figure out whether or not I played 15 hours, and I tried to get, like, every time the week ends, right, I look at the timer and I'm like, 15 hours didn't go by this week, but I could have sworn I played for 15 hours because I started at this time and ended at this time. What the fuck? You know, and that's, you know, I already knew game timers were a bit inaccurate, but I started really realizing how inaccurate it was later, especially when we were playing Yakuza. Like, this Zero wasn't as bad, I guess, but like there were some other games where it was like, holy shit. Even me, I think, had one. No, this wasn't so bad. There are worse examples. That's not a good bad example though. But Arafel, you can kind of see there's like 20 minutes difference sometimes, or maybe close to 30 minutes. Yeah, so I figured that instead I should have a stopwatch as well. So here I tracked all my game time, and I thought, you know what, this might be a fun list. Because here's the thing, I was watching a video of some guy who was tackling the backlog or something like that, and you know, I was interested at first, but then he had a wrong opinion. And I thought, you know, my opinions are so much fucking better, so I should make my own list instead. I think, you know, I should just make a list of all the games I play in the year, and not counting the live streams, because honestly, if you want to see my live streams, you can just watch the live streams, they're fucking there. You can see what I played then. Yeah. So here I did. So I thought, you know, at first I only wrote down the game time, as you can see here. Later I decided to add the stopwatch time because, again, I realized how inaccurate all of these times were. Yeah. Now, I've only started really doing this at the end of January. In the beginning of January, I didn't really think too much about it. Again, because I was mostly like looking at the timer for the in-game time, and I wasn't really thinking of making this whole list. Then I thought, then I saw that video and I thought to myself, oh, I can do that with Excel. Oh, that would be interesting. At first, I had a little notepad instead to like track some of my time, but that's not fun. That's not good at all. So here I have this list. I call this the game tracker, and I have got two lists actually. This is the focus game video games. Now, a focus game is a game where I just like I main, right? I focus on this game in that period of time. Because next to here I've got the extra games. Now, the focus game specifically is where I try to play at least 15 hours a week, right? Whereas the extra games is like, well, let's say I've already done the 15 hours, but I want to do my, and now I'm free to do as I please in between, right? I can watch anime, I can go somewhere with someone else, I can go outside, God forbid, but I could also play more games, and then I would focus on games that, there's something you kind of do on the side. Who the fuck is Discording me right now? How dare you? What? What an instant. That's the horror game. For 2025. No, I've seen the ending already, and I don't want to. I don't think I want to do that. At most, maybe an October thing. Maybe. That's a huge maybe, too. More of a feels game than a horror game, though, from my understanding. Anyway, like, that's not... I'm not talking about... So, these are, like, the extra games, and we're gonna talk about them a little bit more shortly. As you can tell, it's mostly fucking Genshin Impacts. It's not even doing the dailies, it's doing all those fucking events. Oh, most of it is Genshin Impact. Maybe there's, like, one Dark Souls, one Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon. Piles of Mana getting the fucking all achievements and shit. We'll talk more about it a bit later. Let's focus on this. So these are the focus games. These are the games I focus on. Right? These are the games that I record the time of and make sure that I play 15 hours of, right? And even then I color coded them, right? So you see Yakuza 0 is purple and Crosscode here is blue, because Crosscode was the game I was maining, right? But yeah. So I'll explain more why I did that later, but basically the blue ones are the real focus, right? These are the games I am mainly focusing on, but sometimes you just feel like playing something else, right? So I usually pick a game that's kind of opposite to it or just different from it. In this case, it was Yakuza 0. Of course, when I'm done with the main game or don't feel like it for a while, you'll just see this most of the time. Yeah. But the idea is that the purple things are just kind of a game I do on the side. It's still a focus game, but like it's just another game I play in between the main game. Whenever I let's say I have a headache or I don't feel so well or I don't feel like thinking too much about it, and I play a dumber game. I wouldn't say Yakuza 0 is dumb though, but that's a different. Yeah, that's different. We'll get to it. So that's what this color coding means for the games at least. Now next here you see the in-game time, the stopwatch time. The in-game time is this. These are the ones in between brackets. They are the total time, and the plus would be like the time added from the in-game time. So you see fucking 494 first here, right? Like, and plus 2 hours and 8 would make 657. So that's why that's there. And then afterwards I came with the stopwatch instead, because the stopwatch is more accurate, as you can tell here. Usually by it really depends though on what happens in the game though, because here is only like 7-minute difference, not too big of a deal. So the brackets are the time that I have kept up, only pausing the timer whenever I have to go like to the bathroom, or maybe I have to eat something or some shit. Usually I don't stop the time watch when I'm looking things up, like how to do something in a game, because I feel like I'm still spending time on the game by looking things up while playing the game. Even though the game timer from the game time might stop when I do that. It really depends on the game too as well, to be fair. Whether they have like proper borderless, or they don't pause the game when you tab out. So yeah, that's probably one of the biggest reasons why there's always more time with the stopwatch than there is with the game. If a game doesn't pause though when I go to the bathroom, I actually turn the game off and then turn it back on again. even if it's for like a few minutes of like going to the bathroom, because I really want the time to be accurate. Now here there's some color coding as well. You might see yellow or green, and very occasionally you see red. Actually, this is perfect. You can see all of it. So yellow here means that I finished the game. I beat the game. I saw the ending. I saw the credits. But no more. No extras. No DLC. No nothing. Now here you see green. And green is that I did all the extras that were important. Like, let's say I did all the side quests. I fought the super bosses. I beat the DLC. That's usually the important one, is beating the DLC and getting like the true ending. Getting the true ending is the important one for the green, because there are some games with multiple endings, but I don't think all endings are necessary to get the green. The true ending is necessary to get the green, I feel. And of course, this is my list, so it's my rules. I don't give a shit what you think. Red should be pretty self-explanatory. It's when I drop a game. And I rarely do that, which you couldn't tell by here, because here I dropped 3 games after another, but if you look at this game, you'll understand why. But occasionally, very, very occasionally, you'll see gold instead. At least I made it gold, but sometimes it turns into fucking yellow with Trials of Mana here. Where's that motherfucker? Like here it is like darker gold, or... Where the fuck is Trials of Mana? Yeah, here. You know, it's just normal gold as well, I guess. The gold usually just means that I got all achievements. I 100% the game. Of course, when you're playing retro games, they don't have achievements. So 100% it would just mean actually getting the 100% in the game itself. So like in a collectathon, you get like all the shit items, and it'll say 100% on the save file. That's the important part, right? So those are what the color coding there means. Now next to this, you have the week by week. This is basically the weekly time I put it together, right? So like this is the beginning of a new week here in January, I assume, because there's no date here, because this is all taken from the notepad I had, where I didn't really save up any dates, so I really wasn't sure when I played. Yeah, this should be like like close to the end. Yeah, so in this week you can see I kind of record all of these times until we get to the end of the week, Sunday, where afterwards I'll give it another color coding, and then the timer resets with every week. Now these color codings, they also mean something. So the yellow means that I've achieved the 15 hours. As long as the 15 hours are within these brackets, right? Because they're more time. It counts as okay, even if I didn't make it to the in-game time, because in-game time is not as important there. But when it comes to extra time, I put it to screen. I shouldn't have. Hold on, this is a better example. So here you see the extra time, right? When it's green, it means that I went over the 15 hours. Now, if I go 5 minutes over the 15 hours, that's nothing, right? That doesn't count as green. It has to be substantial to some substantial. What the fuck? So green basically means I've got more time, and I saved that time in the small numbers here, plus 7 hours. So basically, I only have to play 3, 4, 5 is 8. I only have to play 8 hours for this week, and I'd be good, because all this time is counted up, right? That's basically how that works for me. The green basically just means every time that I've got extra time left. Now here I stop having extra time left, you know, it's yellow. And then it's yellow specifically because the in-game time matters here. Instead of this really is here because of, you know, if I beat 15 hours in real life, then that's enough for me. But for extra time, because, you know, usually having extra time would mean that I could play less the next week. So I think, I don't want to make the extra time too easy to get. So I think the game time would be more important there. Which is also why here you know, it's yellow and not green, even though normally you would think it would be green. When it comes to this, the extra time, the stopwatch time, it only matters if it is like 2 hours in between, like 2 hours over the in-game time. That's when I would add like extra time. So like if, let's say I got like 15 in-game time, but I got 17 in a stopwatch time, that is like plus 1 hours. Like I kind of counted like that. It doesn't fucking matter. Of course, you know, that would mean that I haven't done enough, and then I'll get like a minus, but it only happened one time. So we don't have to worry too much about that. And then there's a total time and month. So every month
it resets. The top time resets. But the bottom smaller time, that's the time for the whole year. The whole year. It will only reset because I'll have a new page of Excel. I don't know if I should have copy and pasted this fucking setup. I'm stupid. Yeah, I could have done that. I could have copy and pasted this setup before, and I should have made it a fucking template. I'm so fucking dumb. After we do all of that nonsense again. Ah, cringe. This whole stream is cringe. Ah, I have to read all of this small text too. Making it bigger would be useless too, I think. Maybe I should just zoom in on the text instead. Of course, in between every session, I have my thoughts, because I thought, you know, you might be able to remember a game more if you actually write down your experiences. But I feel like when it comes to games, they're not just like stories or they're things for fun to play, but they're also an experience in essence, right? And I think writing down about them is good, right? It's a good thought exercise. You know, you know, it's good for your brain to kind of write down how you felt, how you've experienced things. And I think that's why I did it here. With the extra games, because they're so like extra, I usually didn't bother writing most things down. I didn't really care too much. Yeah. I didn't do a lot of extra time in. I didn't have the time for that. And of course, simple, the month and the date. This is self-explanatory. For the most, like everything before July, I think, usually is the day. Fuck. These are usually at like 9th February the 9th, for example, was like at the fucking night, like 12 p.m. 9th February. No, 12 a.m. My bad. Back then, my sleep schedule was very different. But nowadays, that's different. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I guess it doesn't fucking matter. Let's just not focus on that. So, here on this site, which we're probably going to focus more on later, is here. You know, we got all the games that I only spent extra time at. That doesn't really count towards the 15 hours, which is also why it doesn't go with overtime either, because they're not counted to begin with. I color coded them as well. So first I got the recorded game. This is the game I record for these live streams or for other things. We got the extra. Now the recorded game I'm thinking of adding to the focus game next year as well, but it really depends. It's gonna be a rare thing. But it's only the color coding though. It really depends. It really depends on the game. Because, you know, why couldn't the recorded game be a focus game? You know, I'm just saying. In this case though, it wasn't. So I got the extra game, which is, you know, a game I just do for extra. Usually like a fighting game or a game that doesn't really have a story. You know, maybe I'm just doing something extra in a gacha game, God forbid. I'm noticing that May here is in Dutch, and then the rest isn't. But why? Well, like, yeah. Oh wait, maybe this. You know what? Doesn't matter. It's not important. So, a lot of these games are mostly stopwatch time as well because they don't. Yeah, I usually don't have an in-game time for them except if I'm grinding. So yeah, it's a different story. The achievement and yellow. The yellow is the achievement and grinding parts. I honestly, I've grinded more in 14 by the end of this December, but I just didn't bother because I just didn't care anymore at this. But like, I've done enough for this year, so I just left it at that. So, you know, crosscode I grinded a little bit. 14, I did some grinding here and there. You know, Senran and Kagra, like that was also a different story. I have to record some parts of that game. Files of Mana, I actually got like all achievements at some point because it seemed pretty easy to do and I was so close. So I thought, fuck it, let's just do it. Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon 2 as well. I completed, got all the achievements as well. You know, all of that stuff. And you might see a purple one here. It's like I thought, well, you know, green and blue are purple together. No, they're not. Yes, they are. What? Man. I decided purple should just be. What did I do? Oh, I can. Oh. Naruhodo. Listen, I'm learning. Listen, I'm stupid, okay? You don't want to worry about that. As for the you know, because this is not a week by week. I focus more on the monthly instead. So every month this number will reset, or that was the idea anyway, but it didn't reset here at all. Now the bottom resets. Yeah, the bottom resets, and the top is the whole time. I've only played 111 hours of extra games. That's not true at all, because in December I granted a lot of 14-bit Ennis, but that's the point. So now that we have got all the rules down, how about we actually start, like, you know, slowly going through this massive fucking list. I have to read all of this. Maybe I will just fucking, like, I'll just fucking just close up on here. I think this will work. Maybe not, I don't know. I can do this as well. Isn't this better? Doesn't this look nicer? It doesn't really, because it's out of order. So first, we played the Crosscode and Yakuza 0. Oh, fuck. Now, what have I written down here? Because, like, so Crosscode, right, is like a game that it's like the first game I played this in January. I didn't know it was gonna be so fucking long. This is where I beat it too, right? And without the DLC. And that's when... Okay, this is going completely the wrong fucking... Why are you going over there? Go over here. What are you fucking doing? Alright, it's being fucking obnoxious. Okay. Hold on, I wanna read. I wanna be able to fucking read. I wanna... okay. Oh, this is annoying. Okay, now we can read things properly, I guess. So, as for January... this is annoying me still. Oh, this is bothering me so fucking much. I wish we could move a little bit to the left. Oh, just a little bit, but I know we can't. I hate Excel so fucking much. Why can't I just go in between here? Oh, why you like this? There's probably a way to deal with that, but I don't know. Hold on a minute. Okay, so as you can see, yeah, I have to do this now. Crosscode is a great indie game that was more puzzling than expected. There isn't a single wasted game mechanic. Yeah, that is 100% true. When I played Crosscode, I was really in the mood for a quest heavy, like a side quest heavy, top-down perspective fantasy RPG. Except I chose a non-fantasy RPG kind of, so you know, yeah, but whatever. I didn't know that many fantasy RPGs, right? But I really wanted to play Crosscode for a while because I really wanted to play a nice pixel art game, and I've seen this game in action a few times. I thought, oh, this would be better. This might be a nice game to play. I had this feeling, especially after playing a hentai game. What was it that? But the hentai game, you know, I realized why I don't play hentai games a lot. In hentai games, you have to lose to get the sex scenes, you know? I was like, why would that? But I want to win. There's nothing, honestly, more obnoxious than fucking dying and then having the guy that's raping the character going like, what did you think you were doing? You're just being... I'm like, fuck these guys. I'm gonna reload the save file and kill you. I feel like I can't just... I can't really separate myself from the character I'm playing as. You know, when I'm playing a character, I'm just putting myself in that character's shoes. So when the character's getting raped, I'm getting raped. And I realize I'm not a masochist, I'm a sadist. So yeah, I'm not playing hentai games anymore. No, I'm good. I'd rather just kill monsters in a fantasy style game. So I picked up this game, and you know, it wasn't really 100% what I was expecting with the amount of like. It's very puzzling. The main areas have a bunch of like platforming puzzles, which can be rather annoying at times. But like, you know, what I've written down here is like the combat is super fast paced. You can easily get lost on a rampage fighting enemies to get higher ranks, to get drop rates. In between large colorful areas are dungeons that have plenty of puzzles, quite taxing to the brain. I would say figuring them out is just the first step. The real challenge is getting all mechanics to work swiftly, which sometimes can feel a bit too much and very frustrating. So, can feel a bit too much, yeah, okay. So, yeah, right. The combat is really fun, right? It's very satisfying and fast-paced. But and the puzzles, like, they're not bad per se. But man, someone like me who's just very scatterbrained, I guess, I can't pay attention to multiple things happening at the same time on screen. And that's kind of what these puzzles require you to do, because the puzzles themselves are not super difficult to figure out. It's just getting all the timing right can be very, very frustrating because there's so many little things. There comes a point where even in the fucking game they were like, "Oh my fucking god, are you fucking kidding me?" Then the giant puzzle is revealed. I'm like, "What the fuck? You put it in the game?" Oh, then. What makes it especially frustrating is that the controller aiming is not durable. It fidgets too much with the analog stick. Mouse is advised when doing puzzles. The game also has these jumping puzzles in the main areas to get chests, which are more difficult to figure out at times. Lastly, the game looks nice, but the eyes can strain a little with the lighting used. There aren't... What the fuck did I wrote this wrong? There aren't really, I think I meant really. There aren't really clouds, just patches of dark floating over... Yeah, dark floating, whatever, sure. That's what I wrote down. I didn't proofread any of these, by the way. I wrote down whatever felt like, and I'm reading this like, what the fuck did I... But it is true. I do feel like the game looks really nice. I really like the pixel art. I'm gonna be very honest though. I wasn't the biggest fan of the main art as much, because I really want to play like an anime style game. But the game feels like it is trying to be anime, but then not going all the way. The style just doesn't feel very good to me, because then I look at like the art style for the OST, the original OST release. They have like an anime art cover. I think, wow, this looks really nice. I would have liked the game to look like, like I would have liked some of the character portraits or some of the art to look like that as well. That's just my opinion. Somebody like a shade towards the artist. Like I don't mean any disrespect, but I do kind of. I would have preferred that a bit more, but that's just me. And then I gave the game a 9 out of 10 here, but honestly, like I'm looking through this list, and I've never really scored games because I believe that your words should speak for themselves. I don't think a score is really good at speaking for what the game is like. But I really wanted to like put a feeling towards a lot of these things, and I guess I really was feeling a 9 out of 10. But honestly, I'm looking back at it, and I'm looking back at how I score other games. I think Qual's Code could be more closer to like a 10 out of 10, to be quite honest. Yeah, it's just that some things aren't also 100% for me. But there are barely any problems with the game. I think there's too much I can really criticize when it comes to Qual's Code. And I did take a break for a bit. I fucking hate Excel so fucking much. As you can see, I took a break for a bit with it, and then I came back here with DLC. Doing February still. February is all fucking Yakuza and Qual's Codes, I swear to god. Finally, all the super boss side stories are done. Oh, that's Yakuza, never mind. New beach area feels nice and pleasant. We've made it easy to ask. Must have been made easy to ask. Yeah. So like every combat is like an ask. Like there's like a Devil May Cry kind of ranking system where if you beat more enemies, you get more points, and then eventually you reach like higher ranks, and the higher the rank is, the higher the drop rate. And they probably did that with the beach, right? Because not only is there a massive level gap, but there's so much fucking equipment to grind for. Grinding is halted because post-game equipment required materials from Final Dungeon, but the game tells me before the Final Dungeon I should get better gear, which is locked behind the Final Dungeon. Though I'm not replacing my shoes, it had fucking leaf bracer. Yeah. So yeah, that was indeed the thing. Like, I grinded and then I realized, oh, I can't get most of this shit, and I thought, nah, fuck it. Because the game is pretty... The DLC does get pretty difficult with damage output, and doing damage yourself can not feel as much, which is why I really needed better equipment. But I am keeping the shoes because, like, there's barely anything else with Leaf Bracer on, and honestly, being able to heal in Qual's Code without getting hit is a godsend, because you are gonna get hit a lot in Qual's Code if you heal. Never forget, I forgot by the way, a bunch of moles digging and collecting dirt for their teleporting car. I'm trying to kind of recollect. I don't remember this. I'm thinking I do remember something vaguely, and because of how vague it is, I'm just imagining things. I'm like, what the fuck was I smoking? The Final Dungeon was done. Honestly, those black puzzles and other time puzzles, I'm going to dub torture puzzles because goddammit. Now at my peak, I'll see how the story goes. Yeah, torture puzzles. You know what? That's fair. The thing is, when I was playing this game, I got a lot of fucking headaches. So it wasn't the game's fault. I had headaches before I played the game, and that's really why I was playing Yakuza 0 on the side as well. because I feel like it was really when I was realizing like I'm trying to play a game with a lot of puzzles, but with this massive headache, I just can't. I need to play this game when I'm less tired and when I don't feel like having headaches. Then I can play it. I can probably play it better. I can probably enjoy it more. I think all of February is the squash code, so I can just go down here. I fought that son of a bitch Goku on his vacation. Yeah, they had like Son Goku, not the Dragon character though, like the actual mythical character. He had like a beach outfit on with the super boss version. It's like a beach outfit that fall on, and he's like on vacation and shit. We fought him. He can melt your HP, but I beat both sides. But I beat him. Yeah, he did indeed melt a lot. Like he can some of his attack, but if you just stay still and get hit once, you die. It was it's very much like he can very easily kill you, but it's not like these bosses do have pretty easy to follow patterns, so you'll eventually just kind of get it and win. The DLC has been beaten, although it is basically an extension of the main game. Now it is done for reals, besides a few extra side quests. My opinion remains unchanged. I will say that it is strange they left catching the main villain as a side thing in the final scene. I would like a sequel to get to know more of the villain, with Redacted being... Oh my fucking god, the laptop is not charging up. I fucking hate this shit so fucking much. God fucking damn it. I hate laptop so much. God damn it. Ugh. Now all my open hentai will be refreshed because the RAM wasn't going to fucking keep them in. Ah, what a pain in the ass. Not my hentai, no. Not the hentai, God forbid. I would like a sequel to get to know more of the villain, with Redacted being a clone of him. And all whilst having... This is the only time I'll fucking care about spoilers too. Having little in common with him. Why else would he torture his own clones to death to keep them under control? Either way, it was a good time, yeah. Indeed. I guess that was one thing with the story indeed, is the main villain just kind of exists, I guess. It wasn't really much, the ending wasn't very satisfying, I felt, but well, to some extent. I do think the DLC made things a bit better. And I had a good time with the DLC, even if it was just an extension of the main game. It was overall a good game. Crosscode I do highly recommend to anyone to try out and play. And then the next game I was playing was indeed Yakuza 0, as you know, because I have it here. It's like it took me, overall, like fucking Crosscode took me like 67 hours to complete. I did a bit of grinding on the side in between, but I didn't go anywhere, so I'm not gonna talk about that very much. Yeah, it's a long game, and I played another fucking long game in between. I played Yakuza 0. So Yakuza 0, I've been interested in Yakuza for a while now, and my best friend is very much into Yakuza, right? So I really wanted to play Yakuza 0 as well. Okay. Hold on, can I get the text? Yes, okay. Where do I begin? So I bought Yakuza 0 actually on PlayStation 4 quite a while ago, but I never played it. I only bought it. And at this point, right, I got a PC and I think, you know, I'll just buy the games on PC because my PC is stronger anyway. And yeah, you know, I just thought, fuck it, yeah, it's my time finally this year. I'm gonna try playing the Yakuza games. I thought I was gonna play all of them. No, I'm not. Like not in 1 year anyway. I'll take my time. And yeah, so like the first things, you know, immediately noticed, game looks great. But not sure if mods are working or actually above 60 FPS. So I did install some mods. I don't remember what mods I installed though. I do remember the font, right? And the font works. I can tell now because I watched some YouTube videos and realized, oh my god. But yeah, so I got like the 4K font. I don't know what else I did. And when it was like not sure if actually above 60 FPS, it wasn't. It was barely at 60 FPS because I had like, I realized this way later, but I had like MSAA like what 8 times or something at 4K. Yeah, then we're not getting 60 FPS out of that. Once I have that, or I think I put it on MSAA 2, I think, that's when I got like above 100 FPS. Though I did notice a lot of audio, like I couldn't help but notice that the audio was pretty desynced, or for Yakuza 0 at least. I noticed this even in YouTube videos. When I'm watching like a YouTube video of Yakuza, like the audio always seems kind of off, even when I'm like with the more with the reliable headset. Yeah, the game looks great. Kiryu gets framed by, like I said, Kuze is a shit. Yeah, he was a shit. That was definitely true. Maybe I suck at the game. I do. The game combat feels heavy and not as responsive. More on that later. Kuze boss fight is exciting. Well, I hope so, because you're fighting him a lot, but also frustrating. Yeah, that sounds about right. He doesn't have a hurt box, but a hurt white sword. That's right. I had so many times where he like would do a fucking like a thrust kick, and no matter how far to the side I was, he would somehow hit me anyway. Fuck that guy. So far, Yakuza 0 is a game with a great story that really immerses you. I don't think that's how you write immerse. In the Japanese underworld with great characters, very realistic. Those Japanese underworld where if you walk across the street, you'll just have anyone fighting you for no reason. Kiryu is an honorable I think that's with writing this fucking wrong, dumbass. Maybe I'm stupid. Kiryu is an honorable but sometimes dorky man despite his tough and duty-oriented personality. Majima isn't crazy yet. Honestly, it doesn't really get crazy in this game, if you ask me. I feel like, I'll get into it too, that I felt like Kiyomiya is a completely different character. But we'll get to that. Combat is very clunky and it doesn't feel like the game really teaches you new skills. Well, as it doesn't teach you in situations... Oh. Sorry. And it doesn't feel like the game really teaches you new skills, well, as it doesn't teach you them in situations where you're more likely to be in. I.e. breakdance against one guy when you're supposed to use it against multiple, nor do you get an idea of how to use... Nor do you get an idea of how useful it apparently is. Yeah, because at this point in time, I didn't understand how good Breakdancer was. I'll get that later, right? Slugger would be great, but your bat bounces off nothing sometimes. Yep, sounds about it. Sometimes your character decided to just attack some goon elsewhere and dodging. And dodging about enemies and bosses doesn't work like the game tells you it should. That's how I felt about it anyway. I don't really remember too much. This is why I wanted to make a video. Heat actions are cool. They really are. But so finicky because you have to hope the game lets you press Y to heat action. Never mind that I can swear it sometimes doesn't work on boss fights. You're better off item spamming than trying to do certain heat actions. That would have been helpful. Also, Sega, please lower the volume of your startup screen. Please, side quest. Yeah, please. Yeah. Oh man, I remember when I started up fucking Yakuza 0 and you just hear the massive fucking sound of the Sega logo. Every fucking time it gets me. But yeah, like, I guess I'm gonna talk more about the overall thing. Because this is all, I've written it all down here. Side quests are funny, as you can read here. I'm not gonna read all of that out loud because I know, and we all know. It is funny. It's a good thing that I did this, like I can actually, like, you can actually read what I've written down. Homeless hunters are loser kids with zero understanding of the world and cruel personalities. Yes, thank you. I don't think anyone else would have figured that one out. And it's funny because I think the first thing I've seen of homeless hunters was not in Yakuza 0, it was in the Godfather, Tokyo Godfathers, I think it was called. Yeah, it was a Christmas movie. That's like, that's the first thing I learned of like homeless hunters. I'm like, wow, holy shit, I can't imagine being so fucking gay. Being so fucking lame, I can't believe it. A huge crowd fight is cool, but fighting guys with sharp weapons still feels impossible. Yeah, because no matter what they do, no matter what you do, they'll always just stab you and there's nothing you can do about it. And you'll just react like you've never felt pain in your entire life. You can't move at all. It just feels like you have to perfect dodge everything, but it's very difficult to do when there's multiple knife wielders. They'll like give you moves that work against those knife wielders later, but I feel like there should have just been a way to get that first. But maybe I could have if I just did all the side activity first instead. I don't know. Game randomly decides between Xbox and PlayStation controller layout, because back then I used the PlayStation 4 controller for some fucking reason. For some fucking odd reason, the Steam cannot decide whether or not I'm using the PS4 controller or the Xbox controller. Yep, I'm not gonna read all of this. They don't have heat actions. Maybe the worst style. What is that? Beast style?
No, that's my favorite style because it was very, Beast style was actually like very great for crowd control. I felt like Beast style really worked well when you fight against multiple enemies, which usually was my biggest problem when playing Yakuza games. The 3 I've played, I thought, my god, I cannot do anything with all these people fighting me at the same time. And Watch style, I guess Watch style I thought was the worst style, but I later kind of learned how Watch style is very useful against boss fights. Even though they don't, at the moment, they really do not have much in heat actions. Like breakdancing style doesn't have a lot of heat actions either. I hate Cabaret. Well, that's too bad because Yakuza Kiyomi 2 brings them back, motherfucker. I like doing business, it takes forever just to get a measly million. 10? Do you mean 10 million? Measly 10 million. Fighting that Chinese weaponsmith is so unfair, yeah, because, oh man, like, just nothing, there's nothing, almost nothing you can do about him. Fuck, I hate that guy so much. Side quest help begin, epic pizza delivery, yeah. Bloom's love even in illegal prostitution, okay. The Leisha King had been defeated, giving me skill unlocks. I'm not a fan of disco, it isn't for me. I actually kind of warmed up to the disco later. I think I can kind of like it now. Our out1 sets the game audio to out. What the fuck did that mean with out1? The game audio to 100%. Okay, I think I think there's something where the game is 100%, like the game audio is 100% and very loud all the time, no matter what I did. I don't know why. Kiryu thought he'd get some action from a gamer girl, but she didn't look like an adult. What? Oh well, Asian woman, I guess. That's racist. No, but like that was a. Well, I was surprised by was that. So, like you had the gamer girl, and I always was convinced that the gamer girl, like the Sega arcade, right, in Yakuza 0, I was convinced she was like 14 or something. That's what I thought anyway, because she looked like that, right? Because she was so fucking short, and yeah. And not only does she turn out to be an adult, but it turns out to be a JAV star as well. If you don't know, JAV is like Japanese adult video. It's porn. She's a porn star. I didn't know. I didn't know. My surprise. Fuck taxes. The only thing that can beat Kiryu is an ugly woman. Noted. And it will not be the last time it happened. Also, why the fuck is this random bartender human trafficking boss, and why don't we beat his ass? Although he is cool. Well, there you have your answer, because he is cool. As for the sex trafficking bartender, that was interesting indeed. It was indeed a point of interest that we could discuss. I don't want to discuss it, I don't think. I do think there's some, like, Yakuza 0 especially has this, like, as some of these guys that are, like, literally the worst. Like, they can be, like, rapists, or they can be, like, child traffickers, and they'll somehow get away with it with a light beating. I'm like, Kiryu, I know that you're like, you never kill anyone before, but I think you can kill them, honestly, Kiryu. It would be okay. It would be fine. So in this case, the bartender saved us from the human traffickers that he owns. That was confusing, but okay. Really was that was a really weird side story. Why the fuck is a chicken a manager? Because why the fuck not? Bowling was fun. It was fun. Though at some point I learned exactly how to do it perfectly. Calling sexy girls while mom is here is a bit awkward. Yeah, that my mother had to be here because they were like fucking doing construction at back at her home. So yeah, it was awkward when I was playing this game, doing the weird the first person shooter girl call up game. Fuck the Pleasure King. After beating a sex slave seller, we recruited him. What, you don't? Most side quests are done now. Not to see a gangster cry over losing a children. Perfect. Toy car race. I wasn't the biggest fan of pocket racing, to be honest. Like the quest line is funny, but I didn't really. It isn't my it isn't my kind of side quest. It kind of drags for a bit, and it has a lot of customization. But I wasn't too into it, so I didn't really care too much about it. I just put the game on 1440p, hoping to play this while watching YouTube smoothly. I discovered the two things: SSAA slowed down the frame rate to 50. Wait, SSAA? What do you mean MSAA? Or whatever. So I thought, I also made my GPU focus all power on the game and leaving SSAA at 2 times allows the game to be played at 144 FPS, except when you smash a head into the wall, the FPS drops. The FPS gets beaten as hard as the guy in the game. Refresh rate and VSync do nothing, at least in borderless mode. Finish the racing side quest line. It's like a whole kids anime arc with a mafia game. You know what? That is exactly what it is. Fuck Watchtower apparently. It not only sucks, but the last training fight shows how ass it is against multiple enemies. It is true, like the train you're using Watchtower, right? And then again, it's like they don't teach you how to use these moves well, because now I have to fight like multiple times at the same time, but Watchtower is just not designed with that in mind, I swear to God. Fuck me. Why are only the main styles of each character that have actual tutorials on new moves? I really do think that what they should have done is give you like this Devil May Cry tutorial section where you can kind of practice all these moves and shit at your leisure. I think it would have made me like try out more of these moves. But like every time I try them in a real scenario, I just get my ass kicked instead because I failed to understand it. And then at that point, I'm like, fuck that. I'm just gonna do what I normally do. And I think that's a shame when you have a game that like where you constantly unlock new moves. Finished Kirio's side quest for the most part. Sub-story Sub-story 1 does not show up. Unlocking a few skills feels unsatisfying since the battle system feels so clunky to pull them off. Especially counterattacks and heat actions. Also, yeah, I think my big spawn with heat actions really was that was on the Y button. I think like putting everything on the same button is annoying, and I think I want to do like heavy attacks, but now I'm forced to do a heat action instead. Or I want to do a heat action, but I end up doing a heavy action instead because the heat action just kind of flickers. Like, oh, you can do it now for 1 millisecond, and then it's gone. Nice. Best feels, yeah. Majima 2 is no match for Ugly Woman. Yes. And he missed the hot girl from the bathroom text. Alright, I remember that one. Yeah, that was funny. We encountered the fucking main villain of Yakuza 2. And Yakuza 2, like, and I completely forget about it too. Like, Kiryu already met fucking Goda in Yakuza 2 and it's like, nah. I'll forget. Karaoke is still the most fun minigame. It absolutely is. Completed the porn video watching questline. Yes, that works. Did we need another set of disco quests? Absolutely. Defeating the goddess was super hard. Jesse, come on, you can write better. I know you can. Only on hard do you have a chance, ironically, because she slips up more often. I lost once by 10 points. All William watching my quests are done. Okay. Now the cabaret grind begins. Yeah, I hate cabaret so fucking much, man. Less boring, more intense. We have a lot of fans. Not anymore to me. I learned everything. Rip Majima, no vinegar. Fishing. What the fuck does that mean? Fishing is okay, kind of an unneeded extra. You always need fishing minigames. What are you talking about? Also, did we really need to play pool and a lot of disco for special training? Absolutely necessary. Actually, the pool, I don't like pool, man. I don't give a shit about pool. Too bad. Majima will get in the zone of his fantasy. That was a pun with like a fucking arcade game, I think. I would dislike cabaret stuff less, but then I see I can only do 1 special training every round. Not once per girl, just 1 training per round. You can easily beat the side story far before you finish their training. What makes it worse is you need to do the training to unlock their side quest. You even get 1 more girl at the end. Why? There's no reason to do this minigame other than grind for her. What a slog. Anyway, why does she hate the grind so much? You're acting like it killed your mom. Oh, it did. Yeah. Awkward. I was actually making that joke where I thought like, what did it do? Kill your mom? And then she actually says, yeah, it killed my mom. What the fuck? Finally, all but the super boss side stories are done. Now we prepare for the final fight. Can't believe Kiryu just went into the final boss of Yakuza 2 as well. 25th, I beat the game. It does generally make me want to play the next ones. I love the story, although I don't know how I feel about the ending and the credits spoiling Yakuza 1 for me. Why did it do that? LOL. LOL indeed. I agree. There's more than enough to do. Some minigames are fun, others terrorize you in sub-stories. I will look at Yakuza Kiwami 2 and if I'm not young, I fucking hate you so much. This is more than enough to do. Yeah, the game looks and sounds good. The heat action animations are super fun to look at, but the combat is super clunky. I think the control could be better. I think enemy and boss design could have more mechanics other than Now they have super armor. Have fun with that. That is... fuck. Also, the super bosses are complete bullshit and have way too much HP. The boss is the fucking Yakuza 0 boss, super boss is ridiculous, man. He fucking like has a bazooka that shoots out a Getsuka Tensho from Bleach. I'm not even joking. And then he just fucking summons a helicopter that shoots a bunch of shit down while also having way too much HP. It wasn't fun. Yeah, I didn't bother. This was the most bullshit super boss I've ever fought in any game, I swear. I suppose I give this game a good 9 out of 10 or maybe 8 out of 10. I don't know. Yeah, that sounds about right. I don't remember what I would really want to give Yakuza. I think Yakuza 0, right? If it weren't for the combat, it would easily become much higher. Like it would be like a 9.5 out of 10. But the combat really did with a sore spot on me, which is why I had this troubled 9 out of 10 versus 8 out of 10. And I do think 8 out of 10 really is right, because there are so many enjoyable things, but you know, and those enjoyable things really elevate Yakuza 0. And there's a part of me that also thinks, well, I'm just bad at beat-em-ups because I don't play beat-em-ups, and that's fair. But I also just felt the game felt clunky to me. Wasn't really a biggest fan of the main combat. And you know, we'll get more to that because I'm playing QME quite soon here. Here we have, of course, more cross code. And then I decided, you know what? Persona 3. Persona 3, the reload was coming out, right? And I thought I wanted to play the original and then play the reload remake right after, so I can have a good comparison. But then I see that reload starts censoring a few things. But my limit really was when I censored like the fucking social events. And I'm thinking to myself, no, you know what? I'm gonna just play the original. Maybe one day I'll buy reload and I'll play reload. Maybe for the maybe for streaming even. But for right now, I just didn't. Why the fuck did the playlist stop? There's no music. What the fuck happened? Video has been disturbed. You're the one disturbing the video. By what? Fucking hell, I hate fucking YouTube asshole chain. That's some good shit. I should make my own playlist. Just when YouTube wants to fuck me over like that. Where the fuck is the playlist now? I lost it. The most organized live stream. The Game Awards. Who cares about the Game Awards? Why do I even have it here? The Game Awards lost its soul. It never had soul to begin with. What the fuck are you on about? I'll take this, I guess. Okay, sorry, we'll continue. Where is the playlist? Where did I put it? It's fucking gone. I can't see it anywhere. What the fuck? How does this happen? Where the fuck did it go? I had the playlist right here. Oh, it's here. Okay, I can see it now. I'm gonna drag this over here so I don't lose it anymore. Alright, so Persona 3, I made some decisions, which some might agree with and some might not, I don't know. Okay. Yes, you can see that I kind of seeded a bit at cheat managers. Except, if only I realized the cheat folder was in the documents. I spent so many hours. The main character also just censored. Yeah, we'll take into that. So, I was really in my Persona mood, right? Because I just finished Persona 4 last year, December, you know, just before the year ends. I really wanted to play more, but I realized Persona 5 Royal, we're gonna stream that later. So I thought in between, let's play Persona 3. I didn't know Persona 3 was gonna be 90 hours long. I thought it would be shorter than Persona 4, because Persona 4 is like 70 something hours long, and usually by my logic I go like, with every new game, the game gets longer. So the game that came before it should be shorter. Big mistake. Was not true at all. Was not true at all.
So, I started Persona 3 Royal 3, and man, was that a journey. Was a journey. If only so I did make sure to mod the game, because I knew beforehand there were some things with Persona 3 that has aged horribly. One thing is like not being able to control your party members, and it is still a bit annoying because I have to like set it to controlling the party members every fight. But I do not know how I would have done this game if I had like let the party members like just take control. Because, oh man, even with all the mods that I installed, I was like, man. But I'll get to it. You know, I didn't hate the game, but also I can't say I really enjoyed myself too much either. It's a bit in between. You'll find out. We'll both find out. So yeah, the main character also just signs a contract and has no questions about the blood casket, so he walked past. No, why would he? He doesn't care. But why does she have a gun? Because it's Persona 3. You know. I wish there was a retranslation with the undubbed patch. Yeah. And installed some mods. Not too many game-changing mods, but specifically, you know, things to enhance the FMVs, the undubbed mod. But unfortunately, there's no like retranslation. But you know, I'll just take what I get. I learned a little bit of Japanese, so I'll just have to like work with that, I guess. I can see why people don't like the fatigue mechanic. Yeah, I've only read up some things about Persona 3 and all the problems it had, right? So, you know, I'm just like experiencing it for the first time now. It doesn't help that the only indicator being some bitch that tells you seems fine to me. Yeah, no, I think this character is fine. Is tired within the next 5 minutes. When the character could get tired the next fight. Bosses so far can be brutal. Oh, you don't even know, Jesse. You don't even know. But you are just kind of thrown into the dungeon with little purpose, and you are getting new Persona compared to Persona 4 Gold. It is true that in the beginning you kind of just get, you know, there's no real explanation of what is happening. It's just like, yeah, you have a Persona, there are shadows outside, now get into the dungeon. And later in the story we get a little bit more understanding of what we're really trying to accomplish. First boss fought. Kind of an annoying timing here, especially because the save would be quite a while back when you lose. I save stated before the boss fight, because yeah. Which you are due to the timer. What is a fizzy drink? You don't know what a fizzy drink is? Me? I guess not. The first boss really is the only difficult full moon boss. Every other full moon boss is fucking easy. The full moon boss, the first one, is only difficult because you don't have much in terms of stats and attacks. But honestly, just learn to bomb rush the boss correctly and you'll be fine. Okay. The great status Venom. What? Hold on, no. What? The great get great status randomly. Perfect time for Tartarus. The one day Mitsuru leaves. Fuck you, Mitsuru. This won't be the last time I'll say fuck you, Mitsuru. Also, the Floor Guardian in the mid-30s is the hardest boss in Persona so far. Why does he have Bagarulu? Oh, you don't even know. I'm only level 12. I have no idea what the level game expects you to be. The level ups are slow and fatigue prevents you from really grinding. The full moon bosses are a lot easier. Normal attacks don't work. Motherfuck. They literally start with 1 week to all elements. And the other week to physical. The fuck you mean? Man, the great status is nonsense. It's super random. Yeah, okay. I don't care about that. But like... yeah, I do find that part funny where it's like, oh man, we need a scanner so we can see what they're weak to. It's like, dude, like the fight literally starts out with the being weak to everything. Just fucking try random shit, you'll eventually win. How did you do this? Final Fantasy makes you... oh, I can't stand the guy with the yellow band. He doesn't know. I'm just using him for XP and Persona Fusion. But man, fuck the Guardian floor bosses. Yeah, I haven't even been... you don't know. Yes, you just don't know. Why the fuck does he have Garudine? Hello? In Persona 4 you don't even get a chance to get it until like level 35 or until like 35 to 45 hours into the game. I don't even have mid-tier spells yet. I am level 20! Just like the shadows on his floor. What the fuck? I rage quit after he killed the MC in one shot. What, 227 HP. Ooh. He even has fucking Counter-Strike. He already has so much HP and now I can't attack him physically. What the hell? Final Fantasy makes you not want to try status effects on bosses. Marin Karin sure works like a charm. Get it? Oh yeah, the Marin Karin. It's the one thing that will keep saving you. Yellow armband guy has the self-awareness of a game journalist. Fair. Magical attacks just love to miss. Everything loves to miss. The game has a lot of RNG, meaning that you'd have to do a lot over if you lose after a grueling dungeon crawl. What is the point of splitting up for XP when your party members can nearly never defeat monsters worth the XP? Yeah, I think the whole splitting up mechanic really didn't make any sense for the most part. Didn't really do anything. Hierophant and Lovers defeated. Full Moon boss really easier. Blah 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 blah. Lovers basically tries to wish you. Yep, he does. Junpei is jealous. I am just that awesome. Yeah, that's fair. Also, how the heck does knowledge? How has knowledge not leveled up yet? The other two stats are 2 tiers higher. I don't know. I don't know. I really tried my best to get knowledge up very high, but it took a long time compared to the other two social stats. Knowledge just doesn't want to go up. It's the bitch episode. When Persona time is funny as always. Play a game for a bit at noon. Entire day gone. Practice at school until evening, even though you normally have after school. So why can't you do 2 activities in a day? What happened to the morning? It's like the developers heard me and decided to make Mitsuru a bitch and sign me up for summer school. What the fuck? I noticed this trend in Japanese series, but can people just sign you up for things without your consent in Japan, or is it a joke? And why does it take the evening away? I did not consent to this! Fucking hate Mitsuru so much sometimes. They dropped this out of nowhere 2 days before, by the way. My time management, my ass. I had a whole plan ready. Only for Mitsuru to say, no you don't. No you don't. Fucking Mitsuru, man. Why did you do this to me? Volume 4 bosses went surprisingly smooth. The cable boss wasn't difficult either. They do suddenly throw 3 new party members on top of Iris. I think it's called... Aegis is called Iris in Japanese. Junpei, I think that's what it was. Unless I'm mistaken and I just wrote down Iris for some reason. I don't know why. Junpei tried to whiz a gothic Lolita girl. And you know what? He succeeded. At the end. A cat can join too. The cat didn't join. I was lied to. We got a dog now though. That was funny. Lock is all over the place. Honestly, when it comes to RNG, right? Even the fucking random enemies just miss all the moves. I sometimes have an entire turn where every character just misses. Nothing happens. And they just fall over. Why can't you visit the shrine at night, like in Persona 4? Yeah, that really pisses me off, right? Like, there comes a point where you only have, like, a very small amount of social links at night. So a lot of the nighttime is just spent on doing nothing. Even, especially when Komaru... What the... I thought I heard something. What the f was that? Isn't it a bit conflicting? So so you want to get the type of persona for social links, but you want social links to boost the XP to get for that persona. Isn't it a bit conflicting? Man, the strong enemy on the floor 4 got schooled by dying to Mamudo immediately, then getting critted the next fight. But of course, after Doggo kills all with his Mudo, my luck just runs out. Fuck the tank enemy. Why does it have more HP than the Guardian 4 boss versions? It is true. I ran into a tank enemy that has just more HP than the fucking 3 Guardian 4 bosses. What the fuck was that all about? Somehow the boss later having Meki Dolo or whatever it's called doesn't surprise me anymore. After getting a bunch of XP and replacing a skill I don't like, by chance one skill being changed. It says chance, but it should be changed. Changed into the skill I just got fucking rid of. I thought the game was out of jokes. Then it just insisted on changing Hamon. So I humored it and changed it to Mamudun. Mamudun. Ironic. God fucking damn it, man. I guess I just grinded here. Yeah, fuck you, table. Okay. I missed something here. Did I not write? What happened here? I must have just grinded here. Yeah, fuck you, table. Also, damn it, Persona and your random events wasting my time. No, I should have written something about the fucking table. No, I should have written something about the table. I mean, a typhoon shows up and I get sick for a few days. Welcome to Persona. Time management. Funny. Funniest shit I've ever heard. Party member death, sad. Though they should have let him join earlier, it would be more impactful. Yeah, that's kind of how I felt about it, because a certain character joins in later as well, and it's like, I really feel like I could have gotten more attached to this character if he joined him a bit earlier. I feel like having them join a little bit too late made his death a little bit less impactful, as it could have been. Akihiko gets his persona evolved and becomes kind of a dick after. Why people said he dead? Dude, even if he died with satisfaction, we'll still miss him, dumbass. Yeah, that's what I want. I did think that for a bit. Like, he really just went like, why are you sad? Stop being sad, he's just dead! Like, Jesus fucking Christ, what like, I get that you, like, got your character arc and feel satisfied, but we have to get our character arc. Honestly, it doesn't really become important. It doesn't really do a lot of things after the story, after that is concluded, with, especially with Ken. After that, we barely have dialogue of him. Narcissus remains useful thanks to her sexiness. I don't even think it's a her, that's the funny part. It's not a fucking joke. Yeah, that is true, right? The Mara and Karen just keep saving me throughout this entire one. And how many hours are we in here? Fucking 51 hours? 51 hours into the game, and fucking level 20 persona is still one of the most useful personas because of sexiness and being able to resist wind. There are a few things I dislike, and one of them are quests where you need to get an obnoxiously rare item. Luckily, the RNG always changes to saves, so save states win the day. That's probably when I had to grind those rare enemies to get those like rare fucking items, but they often run away. We're so close to the shit's fucked yo part of any Persona game. It sucks the mod failed to oh no, what happened here? Hold on a minute. Okay. It sucks the mod failed, causing an infinite loading screen when on, and then also skipping the important cutscene of the betrayal. It really went from I was no to can't believe both are dead and we are free suddenly. Yeah, I had to go to YouTube to watch that cutscene. I was so confused for that scene because it skipped the FMV, so I didn't know what the fuck happened. Also, fuck being forced into relationships with S-Links. Like, who the fuck thought girlfriend cheating management to 100% the game was a good idea? Yeah. Yeah. Girlfriend management was not a fun part of the game, I'm gonna be honest. You tied them to gameplay mechanics, idiots. Now I need to watch out for girl jealousy too? Yeah, so when you play Persona, I recommend you just only grind one girlfriend. One girlfriend. Well, yeah, just one per girlfriend, I think. I don't really know what to say at all. I don't know. What the fuck? Oh yeah, Hot Spring episode. I was surprised Junpei led us to an actual mistake. Even more surprised the game gives you an option. What was it? Junpei that led us to a mistake, or was it the girls that made it? I think the girls made the mistake this time. I don't know. It was in Persona 4 where the girls made a mistake. I don't know. The game gives you an option to hide and escape the female's wrath. Didn't you, like, just before they entered, go like, we're still in here! Instead of just, like, letting them come in and then fucking hide and seek, but they did it anyway. We fucking hide and seeked. You know, losing, we would get the female wrath. Mitsuru, I just saved you from a shadow. We almost died. Why are you immediately wanting to fight the next one? It's set to explore mode even. That's right. Sometimes, I don't know why, but like, the party members are so random in fighting these fucking random shadow enemies on the fucking map. I don't get it, right? Like, I can be as close to a shadow as possible, and none of my party members or the shadow will react to each other. And sometimes they can be like, absolutely, like, beyond the fucking wall, and one party member is like, I'm gonna fight him. Or a shadow's like, I'm gonna fight this random party member now for no fucking reason. And I don't get it, it's so fucking random. I guess I started playing Yakuza in between as well. I stopped with Persona 3 after this for a while. I am immediately wanting to fight the next one. It's set to explore mode even. So, here as you can see, things changed. Because I stopped playing Persona 3 for a while, at like the 60 hour mark. Because I only have 30 hours left, but I spent a whole month just playing Persona 3. And it really made me think about this whole thing. Now, I also did this list because I wanted to try playing 100 games within 1 year, which is impossible. I didn't do that.
But I realized that if I wanted to play more games in 1 year, I unfortunately have to play more RPGs. Like, I'm a big fan of RPGs. Have you seen my Persona 5 playthrough 144 hours in one game? Yeah. That's exactly why I made the decision I would play less RPGs. Especially long ones. Like, maybe some shorter ones I could kind of think of doing. But I don't want to play only one game for a whole month, right? So I thought to myself, it's like, I should play RPGs during vacations where I can spend more time on playing games. So Persona 3, I said, I'm gonna save the rest of Persona 3 for when the summer vacation comes in, where I supposedly would have more time. But I didn't, and I'll explain more as to why later. For now, let's just focus on Persona 3. Now we're all the way in fucking July, that's where I continued the game. Lol, I forgot everything. Actually, I thought I fought the castle sword dudes. Did I die at the end of a long fight and rage quit? Not unlikely. It is a boring fight. Yeah, that fight was so boring. Like, it went on for fucking ever. I didn't like about the game. Everything feels so slow. That's really the problem with some PlayStation 2 RPGs, I feel in general, is that sometimes the combat can feel pretty sluggish. They're not at Samurai yet. Hold on, let me go back to Persona 3. Yes, more Persona 3. Yeah, I ran into a level 70 bodybuilders. They were close to death and I got careless, forgetting what game I was playing. One shot at half an hour to redo. Tartarus is fucking long. Tartarus was so fucking... I'll get to it. Kind of a dick move game to have the saving condition for a character to be talking to Junpei on specific days. I hope I got all of them. I did, fortunately. My stupid ass would say, let's fight Nyx anyway, but it is annoying none ask about the Tartarus and the Strega. The Strega clearly has a plan, meaning... I completely forgot about these characters. Has a plan, meaning they know something we don't. They did know something we don't, except they didn't really know something we don't. Whatever. Why can't you hang out with friends during break? I haven't gotten the bad ending yet. I'll get it when I feel like it. I do dislike how little time you are... I do dislike how little time you are given and how much it is taken away for the flimsiest reason in this franchise. The idea is to do New Game Plus, but the game is already mega long and it is like New Game... much is missing from New Game Plus. Yeah. Oh man, I can't wait to go out the long fucking swat of text. I was gonna comment on the cult getting the right answer for the wrong reasons, but then I learned Strega's just petty. I always knew the characters should have pursued them. They know something we don't regarding the fall. And it's like, it is the Strega honestly don't matter too much for the story until the fucking end. I've got something to comment on that one as well. But I love the consistency of this game. Nothing better to do? Won't leave Tartarus even if tired. World ends in 4 days? I'm sleepy. I return to Sadorm now. The world is ending! Also, got a lot of Persona giving me side quests that required me to max out a random social link. I guess I should have seen the future. That's what New Game Plus is for. But I don't want a New Game Plus Persona 3. I got really tired from this game by the end of it, as you might be able to tell. Finally, we're in August. God fucking damn it. I have many opinions on Persona 3. This is the end, right? Yeah, so we finally beat Persona 3. As you can see, it took me 84 hours and 48 minutes in game time. Oh, it was painful. And I've got a whole review written here. I didn't actually have enough space to put in all my thoughts. So I had to force myself to stop. I wish I didn't need to sleep to spend time writing it all down. I did sleep when I beat the game and then woke up and then the next day I was gonna write because I did spend all my time beating the game. Gameplay wise, if it weren't for mods, I wouldn't touch the game. It is already very hard, throwing in a lot of RNG within, that's not even written, right? A lot of RNG within dungeons. Where you'll miss many attacks and fight mini-bosses that are so strong that by the end of the game, the challenge lessens. Because they already blew their load early to mid-game. Now imagine dealing with all of that. And then also with party members controlled by idiotic AI. Yes, this game needed a remake. Not just for that, there are many balance issues and wonky mechanics. It would take too long to list them all. It creates a frustrating experience, especially when you have one dungeon that can get very tedious very quickly. The real bosses were the real bosses were the highlights. Sorry, I wrote that wrong. Even if their gimmicks made them easier, the final boss. Even if the gimmicks made them easier. The thing is that the full moon bosses also just added to the pacing, right? Because you had proper pacing, right? You have the story, you have the social aspects, the social links, and you have a bit of Tartarus, right? And then you have the full moon bosses in between. And I felt like that kind of gave a good pacing and a good switch ups to the gameplay. The good gameplay loop, right? But then the full moon bosses end, and then all you have left is doing all of the Tartarus. And it was fucking boring. I got so bored, and I'll probably get to that too. There are many balance issues, yes, very well said, especially when you have one dungeon. Yeah. The real bosses were the highlight. The final boss was 1 hour and a half long, because that boss didn't have one phase, it didn't have 2 phases, it didn't have 3 phases, it didn't have 4 phases, it didn't have 5 phases, it didn't have 6 phases, not 7, not 8, not 9, not 10, not 11, not 12, 13 fucking phases. Holy shit, that boss fight. Like, there are people that say you don't have to grind the Persona 3, but honestly, if you don't grind the Persona 3, the final boss will take you 1 hour and a half. Which made me too tired to care about the social links. Yeah, because, you know, like when you're at the end of the Persona game, you can talk to all your social links and all the friends you made along the way, but that final boss tired me out. It exhausted me. It doesn't help that you can't save outside the dorm, which advances time when you go into the dorm, meaning you can't save before doing a daytime event. Persona 3 is a game with many ideas and good qualities that its sequels build off of. And I respect it for what it tried to do. But it is tied down by short-sighted and dumb ideas. Never mind how much it has aged. The story has good themes and was doing them well, all about accepting the inevitability of death and fighting on anyway. But then I read its expansion campaign is a 40-hour long dungeon crawl of bullshit difficulty, grinding, and RNG. With the story being derailed by the Nyx has to descend to stop the depression monster built off of humanity's woes. Which makes no fucking sense. Of course I didn't play it, so I didn't get, you know, I wouldn't be able to fully get my own look at it, right? But I just didn't feel like. Just have her do the fall for it is in their nature. Like how humans have to eat, it would fit the team way better. Like, you know, death has to come no matter what. Holy shit, 40 hours of suffering and friends sad because of protagonist only to not matter. When you think about it. The problem with the story is how much just kind of is with no explanation. And from my understanding though, like, I do think the answer actually does explain some things. That I thought the main game left out, but I really don't think this is how they I think they should have been in the story to begin with, and not it shouldn't be like a post-game something I need to pay extra for just to get like the full story. Like, how did they find those shadows anyway? How were they able to capture those shadows? How did they know about the fall? Why are they so obsessed with like causing the fall so to end all of humanity? Especially knowing that it just means death. I just don't get that shit, right? How did they catch them? How did they know of the fall? Why did the director lose his mind and want to cause the fall? There are so many things that seem impossible. Soundtrack is pretty good. Yeah, okay, I'll get back to that. Yeah, it's like my big problem with the story overall, when I really think about it, is like I just don't see how it's possible for them to capture those shadows, to make the fucking shadow machine, the anti-shadow like robots to fight against them either. The use of the personas, like we can only understand that Mitsuru became a persona user at some point. Now, again, like, I do think the after story actually does answer that, but, or like, not the after story, yeah, the answer does answer it, but I don't want to fucking deal with all of that. I just think that should have been part of the main story. And I didn't write this down because it was not enough space, but I don't like the Stray Guy at all either. I feel like we should have learned more of them earlier in the game so I could kind of care about their conflict. Because you only really know what they were doing by the end. It's like, oh, we were child experiments, which also they had child experiments, apparently, somehow, without anyone complaining about it, sure, whatever. And they had their personas forcibly given to them, and the main leader just kind of wants to live life however the fuck he wants with no rules or morals. It's like, okay. Sure. But like, then the end is like, yeah, we're all gonna die, woohoo! That's the end goal, which is really weird because they wanted to kill themselves at first, at some point in the game when you beat them like the first time. And it's like, no, don't do that yet. It's too dangerous. Then they jump off a fucking bridge, where he thought they died, but they didn't die, so that they can then go to the tower and spread the news of the fall. And then their big plan is to die. And the weird thing is, like, they really were acting like they knew more about the fall and, like, there's something great that can happen or something. But no, like, the fall literally is just everyone dies. And it's just like, but why? But then why don't you just die? Why don't you just kill yourself? I don't get it. Normally I wouldn't say kill yourself, but that seems to be your solution in this case. I don't want Nix to do it for you. What the fuck is wrong with these characters? Oh well, it is what it is. The soundtrack is pretty good. Yeah, so the soundtrack, right? It's not my... Oh fuck. Okay, hold on. The soundtrack is pretty good. Some tracks aren't my thing. Yeah, so Persona 3 is a lot more about the hip-hop and stuff, right? And the rap music to some extent. And that's not really my kind of music. It's not really to my taste, so I couldn't really fully enjoy it. But some teams I really do like the Full Moon boss teams. I really even like the Tartarus boss battle team. I like all the battle teams are all great actually. I actually prefer it more. I've listened a little bit to the remixes of the remake, but I honestly prefer the original most of the time when it comes to its original OST. It just packs more of a punch in the original version. I think the remix, I don't know, just feels off to me. I also like some of the like going to school teams, I guess you could call them. They were pretty good too. And the game does look fine. Yeah, I guess the game looks fine. I don't really worry too much about graphics, but I did get tired of watching fucking Tartarus so much. Boss designs are still A+. Absolute. Oh, sorry. Absolutely, boss designs are always great. But I got to give the original... Yeah, oh, no, wait. The game does look fine. Boss designs are still A+, especially the final boss in the arena. The final boss, right, in the whole arena looks so fucking cool. But most, you know... Yeah, that's it. The designs are still really good. I do kind of feel like the main cast, character designs feel a little bit normal to me. Like a bit of plain to me, I guess. But that's just my opinion. It's fine. It's WoW, but I gotta give the original a 5 out of 10, even with the mods. Unless you like it hard, and you care only about witnessing the story as it was originally made, there's no reason to play this when the remake and its sequels are just much better. That's, I guess, the end consensus indeed. I don't hate Persona 3, but I can't say I loved it either. I do think the game is really in between that point of like, there's things I could enjoy, but I think every other game beyond this has done it better. I don't like at all how the remake has indeed censored some social links, right? I really don't like it. I do think that I do prefer if the remake was more better translated or better had all the social links intact. But if I were to just judge it as a game, right, as a separate game, it's just a better game, unfortunately. It's like Persona 3 has aged too badly for me. It felt slow. The dungeon bored the fuck out of me. I played that game with a fucking podcast, not podcast, but live streams at some point in the background, because crawling through the dungeon was absolutely tedious to me. Persona 4 Golden, I even thought was already a bit could get a bit boring with the dungeon design just being hallways, but Persona 3, the dungeon went on for so fucking long with nothing in it. Every room felt the fucking same. The random enemies all felt the very same. It was all long. The RNG only made it longer because every attack fucking misses, I swear to god. Yeah, I can't say, at some point I stopped enjoying the game, and this was especially when the full moon bosses were gone. The last 30 hours of the game, I was not enjoying at all. I cannot say I had fun with the last 30 hours of the game. And that's kind of unfortunate, because I was at first pretty excited to play the game. And, I do think the game, if you should really only play the original game if you're just interested in history. But other than that, I can't recommend Persona 3 FES. So after that, now you get to a shorter commentary. Nothing is gonna be as complex as fucking Persona 3, at the very least. It's the whole reason why that fucking game is on list. Next was playing Yakuza Kiwami, because I really want to play the next Yakuza again. I really want to see how the story would go further, because I was really interested in that aspect of the game. Kiwami took me a bit longer, but not nearly as long as Zero, because Zero took me 68 hours, and yeah. If we just do the main story of Kiwami, Kiwami is actually pretty fucking short, right? But of course, that's not what I do all the side quests now. Actually, I wrote something that down in fucking Zero. Where the fuck is it? No. What did I do? Hello? No? Hello? Why is the text like this? What did I do? Hello? What did I do? Oh. There was a fucking text. Did I miss the text from Zero? Yeah, there was a text I missed from Zero. Right here. Honestly, I can't get into the gameplay. Boss fights have mechanics, yeah, quiz, quick time events. Wish I could play more. I can't today. Now, as the final chapter. Yeah. Wish I could play more. I can't. This is why, you know, this is exactly what happened when I was recording the audio and I didn't want to fucking edit through all my fucking mess of an audio. That's like, I constantly keep missing shit. I feel like I've been playing the game completely wrong. There came a point in Yakuza 0, indeed, where I was mainly focused on the main story, because the main story is so good I want to keep playing and see what happens next, right? And I had to force myself to stop playing the game. But I feel like I was doing it wrong, right? Like, you're supposed to do all the side content. The whole point of Yakuza is to kind of experience life, I guess, in a sense, where you go. You know, you do all the main story where it's all tragic, dangerous, dark, and then you do the side content, which is all more happy, funny, goofy, weird. But that's kind of how it works, right? Like, in between all the crazy shit that happens in life, you have all the funny stuff that happens in life, you know? The good shit and the bad shit. But yeah, I guess we're gonna continue with Kiwami, which starts in fucking April. Yeah, the Hot Springs episode. No, that's three. Yakuza remains kinda stiff with the heat action still being finicky to pull off, and the story starts off quick again. But this time, the game is shorter. Nikishi became a dick in the last 10 years. You start with all styles, making it feel like a sequel to Zero. Despite being a remake, with that in mind, I wonder if enemies not exploding anymore, and it being generic XP and money drop is dumb, so to be faithful to the original makes me wonder what else is closer to the PlayStation 2 game. Also, I got this auto glitch where the door had... oh right, I forgot. Oh man, I wish I could put that image in here. Fucking door, man. I fucking picked up a door as an item instead of opening the door, and I just had this giant fucking door to smack people with, and that was a glitch. It was not intentional. Oh no, I should be able to, maybe I can find that image somewhere. Oh man, that was fucking funny. I didn't just pick up the door, by the way, I picked up the entire wall with it too. What the fuck was that all about? Oh, I need to find... Oh man, I hope it saves the fucking image. Sometimes it doesn't. I don't know where to look for when it comes to images though. Fuck, I don't know. I don't remember where you can look at your images again. I don't remember the fucking... Oh, no, this big picture was something different, you fucking idiot. Oh fuck, where is the fucking... Where are the images at? Where are the screenshots at? I don't remember. Oh wait, I can just look at... Fuck, I can just look... I have the internet, I can just look it up where I can find the fucking screenshot images. That makes it easier. You need this. I could have sworn I could... Okay, so...
Steam screenshots where? View your Steam screenshots by pressing view in stream stop navigation bar. Alright. I don't have view because this is in Dutch. God fucking darn it. Ah, here. There you go. Yes, here are all my supposedly all my screenshots, but I think I'm missing a few. I'm missing mostly past screenshots. Ah, look at that. Where, and which one is the door? Is this the door? No, that's the crane game. Ah, yeah, here it is. I have this fucking giant door. This is the funniest shit I've ever seen. No, oh my god. Yep. Okay, hold on. I should be. Can I just? I wish I could just kind of copy and paste it easily, but I can't do that. Let's add an image. Yakuza. I'm gonna remove it right after anyway. Can I just? Why is it so annoying? Go there. And this, there you go. Fucking door, man. Like, look at this. Look at this. I fucking grabbed a whole fucking door. It says indestructible. It wasn't, for the record. It was not indestructible. No, like, I literally, here, there was supposed to be a door here that you're supposed to open. I fucking picked it up. I picked up the whole fucking door. All of it. I don't think it was intentional. Dorken. Finally, I picked up the Persona 3 protagonist. Not to delete it. There's no quick delete button anymore. There used to be. So yeah, that was a funny event. Okay, yeah, let's go fucking down. Aside from getting framed for murder a lot, Kiri also gets scammed in almost every side quest in the game. Interesting how the 80s were called the bubble economy and how much the value of money has changed. I wonder if it's historically accurate for Japan. It is neat to kind of experience this change in time period, like this. The canon Majima boss fight made me remember again how much I dislike the combat at times. Worse is, they nerfed Beast and made its use case of fighting many enemies at once useless. By how easy you get stunned out of a combo, it sucks because this game feels so too stiff to fight so many enemies. I can't fight two because that's too much. There's not enough space. Never mind, Machima's only not able to choose between having armor frames or not, and I can't stand animation lock. I get fucked by just playing the game with no way to defend myself. That sounds about right. That does sound about right. Yeah. I do think what I really like about Yakuza games is that I can kind of experience Japan minus the Mafia. I kind of see like the different points in time and stuff as well, with the Yakuza 0 being in the 80s and mid-2000s. I was a child back in the mid-2000s, did you know? So for me, that's all ancient history. The arena is here to remind me of Yakuza's combat's worst aspects, on top of never healing you ever. A complete pain in the ass to get your better skills. Majima really says, I'ma take a break. I'll let you beat me later. He even pretended to be a zombie. How does Kiryu fall for it? I don't know, but Kiryu falls for a lot of fucking scams, I noticed as well. I do like one thing that I noticed, and it seems to be kind of true, is like, mid 2000s, start doing that. Everything is a scam. I do like the later line in Kiryu 2 where Kiryu asks whether or not everything is a scam in the fucking modern age. Oh, he doesn't know. It gets worse. Some boss fights here highlight exactly what I don't like about the combat system. Heat actions can be finicky because Sega developers have a fetish of putting everything on one fucking button. And that Chinese guy, the guy has Dark Souls 2 hitboxes, I swear. That fucking guy twirls a stick around and hits me from a meter away. It isn't even close to touching me. What the fuck? A lot of heat actions require grabbing, which is difficult to pull off when you are surrounded by 10 enemies. Or the boss just shakes it off in a sec. Majima, I find you funny, man. The frenemy relation between Kiryu and him is funny, especially when Kiryu introduces him to Mesu King, or when Kiryu goes on the defense for pocket racing, like it's his temple. But goddammit, do I not want to fight Majima 5 times with 4 health bars, when I just want to run over to West Park? Also, fuck you, game, requiring me to find rare Majima forms that spawn on random locations. Fuck you, wasting time. Yep. Man, screw you, game, for making me look for specific Majima types. Even worse, finally I found a zombie type only to have randoms fight me in the corridor despawning him. I was running on top of that. Bring back pocket racing, was it one game, but fuck! Wait until you get to the combat stuff again. Fucking goddammit. Finally beaten Majima enough times. I've gone through a frustrating arena. Now to learn the final skills and beat Majima once and for all. And thus we have reached the final chapter, meaning side quest hell has begun. Majima still exists only to waste my time. It is unfortunate because I love his character and relation with Kiryu, but he annoys me now. Kiryu hitting a child makes you the lowest. Kiryu says hitting a child makes you the lowest of low. Yeah, but Kiryu, you slapped her harder. I'm just saying. This plot goes a bit crazy, doesn't it? What was Sarah thinking with Jingu? Why did Yumi fall for him? Fuck that guy, by the way. Anyway, our final battle will have to wait. It is time for the domestic insect violence with grade schoolers. I love Yokus. What? All side quests are done. Even the Joe Amon fight, which is difficult, but not nearly as ridiculous or impossible in Zero. Also, Tiger Drop exists, so that makes things easier, doesn't it? Build heat gauge with speed style. Yeah, so I have a whole strategy here. I wanted to see some adult content at Beam as advertised, but it is just a boring, super illegal gun salesman. Disappointing. I know, right? God, you only get 2 saucy scenes from the 2 hostesses you need to impress. The cringe videos can only be gotten from them. Ah, man, I want to see more cringe. I think I finished the game here by this point. Yeah. I finished the game here, and how many hours did it take me? 39 hours exactly, according to the game time anyway, which is incorrect, but whatever. Yakuza is difficult, there's so much to like, but the combat and an essential part of any game is so frustrating with how finicky it is. The game still looks good, green filter aside. Yeah, for Kiwami 1 and 2 they added a green filter, and I still don't understand why. My throat is getting sore, holy shit. Ah. But am I crazy, or are they a little off sync? Minigames are a step. Oh yeah, something. Yeah, I talked about it before. Minigames are a step down from Zero. Most are ripped off from Yakuza 0, but they didn't bother to give us some arcade games during 2005. Most sub stories early on it's just Kiryu getting scammed. I feel a lot of sub stories are more basic than Zero. But I assume it is because it is more faithful to the original game. The story stays interesting, but at some point it becomes a bit too silly with characters gaining sudden info or just teleport to shoot someone. That's not gonna be an old thing anytime soon either. You think Kiryu would learn would learn to throw every gun away? Don't kill people, let them live so they can kill someone later. Kiryu, you can't send them to jail or bound them. You are not Spider-Man. The combat is somehow worse than Zero. Most attacks you get are useless, like charge attacks. I still don't understand charge attacks. Like, you can just get knocked out of them. Like this. Beastall and large weapons are useless. Just get knocked down by literally anything, even if you get skills that are supposed to prevent that. I have not felt the difference. Maybe some moves are supposed to help with horde fights, but you can't practice them. And the game gives you no way of showing how they worked, if they work. The only thing preventing me from jumping to the second game soon is the combat. Screw the length of the samey feeling. They do add up, but the combat can be the combat is very infuriating. 7.5 out of 10. Yeah, I think yeah. Honestly, I probably would give it a lower score if it weren't for the fact that the game released at $20. Like they knew what they were making, and you know what? It was fine. I'm okay with that. Like we used assets, and then they gave me a lower price game. You know what? That's fair. Unlike a certain other company later down the road. So the next game I played, yeah, because I was still really wanting to play a top-down perspective RPG. That was fantasy style. I thought Ys Chronicles. Now Ys Chronicles is not filled with side quests. It was filled with other side activities, but we'll get to that. And yeah, so let's get started with that one because there's a lot of text here too. I'm actually getting kind of fucking hungry, but I can't eat yet because I'm busy streaming right now. A lot of text. Ys is an interesting game. The original game came out in the old PC. Okay, so I have a bunch of side story here. I don't know why I can only read so little. I fucking hate. Okay, hold on. Let me go to the normal page. No, I can't go to the normal page. Fuck. Why is it like this? Why is it like this? I'll let you guys read all of this because I don't think, you know, this is just me being interested about the origins of this game. Like, you know, Ys as a franchise basically just kind of started a lot of the basic stuff of like action RPGs. Yeah, instead of contact damage, you do contact attacks. It's an odd system that probably made sense at the time. It can be kind of fun to angle yourself right and mow through enemies. What helps is the amazing guitar soundtrack. I guess the game is a grind game for like 10 minutes because one level up is a major difference. The last level is 10 and you can easily find enemies to give you tons of XP and gold. The shrine screwed me up and had me lost with all the stupid keys for chests you can find. So far, it is as old school as an RPG gets. Not much story, mostly dialogue from NPCs that tell you about this world, although there's definitely more going on than in like Dragon Quest 1 or Final Fantasy 1. The artwork for some NPCs you talk with are nice, and the animations for some scenes are neat for its time. The low point are the bosses. They just don't feel good with this contact damage. The game suddenly wants to be a bullet hell without giving you the speed or hitbox for one. The bad boss was the worst offender. Tedious, repetitive, and mechanics that make it almost impossible not to take damage. If the difficulty were set higher, it would be luck-based. This is what I thought anyway, you know, that's just my opinion. That's how I felt about it. Too much HP on top of only being able to hit him in a super short amount of time, not even a second, really pisses me off. It was about a bad fight. But Jesse, it gets worse. I'm fucking missing something. What the fuck? Hold on, go fucking. Can I just go back here? Why is it? Okay, it's because I fused these two pages together. Ugh, how tiring. How tiring indeed. As you can see, it took me 7 hours and 10 minutes to finish the first game. Which I immediately followed up on the second game with. Oh, the hunger is really getting to me. Fuck my life, I can't eat right now. I'll eat later. Well, there was a short adventure on a small island. The story is pretty normal RPG flair. We are the hero that saves the island from demon hordes, from this guy that wants to kill us to get the special books we collected to gain ultimate power. We need some, you know, okay, this is a story. Unfortunately, the bosses, I think we meet some characters along the way that, despite the low screen time, I think are pretty nice considering the age of the original game. Unfortunately, the bosses are so bad, it knocks 2 whole points off the game's score. I would give. The vampire and especially the final boss being the worst. In fact, the final boss alone knocks off a full point. It is badly designed, throws you in a bullet hell without any mechanics that make it work, while also destroying the floor each time you hit him, which can insta-kill you. Everything else is as good as a remake of an old RPG can be. Graphics fit the style, extra animations are nice, the combat is an odd one, but I don't mind it for random enemies. Boss fights suck, except for one of them. The best part is the soundtrack, guitar heaven for real. Overall, in modern standards, I'd give it a 5 out of 10, which would be close to a 7 out of 10 if it weren't for the fucking boss fights. By its standards, it is hard because this is a remake. I can't tell how well the old game was. I suppose it is close to a 7 or maybe an 8 for its time.
do recommend trying it to get some gaming history lesson that is entertaining most of the time. I do recommend playing the first game at least once, even if it isn't always perfect. I really enjoyed my adventure with the fucking great soundtrack and nice looking visuals and some of the silly hidden shit you can do. But honestly, when it comes to silly hidden shit you can do, I think the second game excels in that. Oh yeah, the second game. No, I have had some more pleasant times with this one. We start with being sent back into the past, just like before. We prevent the local villagers. They are plagued by demons and can't get things from the mines. We go on our quest to use magic, which is where demons sprung from, to defeat the heart of evil. We do some side activity like pranking the locals with fire magic. It's a good aspect that gives us more than just bumping into enemies. The fire ward is our other attacking skill. We can also turn into a demon to talk to them and get some more info or funny dialogue. The mine is a total maze, and the first boss didn't piss me off for a good beginning fight to teach you how to use magic. Now in the snow location, there's biodiversity in this game. On top of that, more handcrafted level design compared to the open plains of the first game. I don't know why I don't have anything else set here. Oh, that's fine, okay. But now we go one dungeon to another with a village hidden in one, and another hidden safe haven. I like that this game expanded on the little hidden details, including secret meals. Bosses are definitely better this time. Still challenging, but making you use the fire to kill them fits more with their overall design, making them fun to fight. I also trained a kid to be level 25. He is now an expert rock thrower. Some funny dialogue if you return without him as well. I love that's the thing I love about the second game. All the hidden dialogue with all the villagers and all the little secrets you can do. Every fucking villager has a relationship status too. Like if you give every villager, you can give gifts, and you can make them like you more, so they can gift you something back. Of course, it goes away if you fucking throw fireballs at them, but I think that's kind of fair, isn't it? And so we reached the labyrinth type of dungeon. Too tired to go through it all. So many items to find. The boy I trained also sneaked over here. And that mage that stoned everyone, he is stupid to not stone me. But he may be broken now, but I can level up. The spider boss can kiss my ass though. Small hitbox in the front, blocked by constantly spawning eggs. Yeah, guess that was annoying. Finally, we get to the review portion. Wow. Now, it was just a little bit longer, 10 hours and 25 minutes, but I have a lot of positive things to say this time around. Ys 2 is an improvement of the first game despite them both being remade at the same time. It was a pleasant adventure with most boss fights being challenging, but more fun. Everything the first game did good, the second game did more of. All the little hidden secrets and dialogue, all the NPCs that come together to goof off in the ending credits. So much love is poured into this game. It is unfortunate that I don't know how much of that was also in the original. The final boss is a little disappointing, it's almost a good fight, but by phase 2 the screen gets too cluttered with special effects and the boss fight is too big, you can't see yourself dodging attacks that melt your HP. Nearly impossible, the dodging attacks that melt your HP is nearly impossible. Nighly impossible. Sure. The story is Doom-like now as well. The demons coming from magic and us having to learn not to rely on magic by vanquishing it, so demons are no more. Just like Doom, kinda. I don't think it works like that, but okay. I really like how fucking everything explodes as well when you kill them. Like everything explodes in body parts and blood. It was fucking funny. Honestly, I could give this game a score as high as 8. Fuck, I could give it a score as high as 9, honestly. Like in my Kokoro, it's a 9 out of 10. I can't say I generally do. I love Ys 2. I think it's one of my favorite games of all time now. I really recommend it to anyone. Just give it a try. Alright, fuck. How many hours are we in? I don't have anything small to eat either. Fuck. Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night. Should I just stop the stream and just eat and then continue? Is that something I can do? Should I do that? Is that a good idea? Oh man, I should have just done the stream at fucking evening instead. I regret my choice now. The next game is Bloodstained, I noticed the fucking playlist has stopped playing again. There's no music. Fucking goddamn it. This is what I mean. This is why I don't do playlists on you. It's you again. It's always the fucking you. Fucking this. Fuck. Goddamn it. I'm so pissed now. Stupid. Next one is Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. This was a game I had on my radar for a while now. I don't actually know what made me pick this up right now at that moment, but I guess I just felt like playing something different. I do like playing some games that my friend is into, so that I can kind of, you know, get an idea of who I am, how and shit. But I was always like interested in Symphony of the Night, but that game I was planning to play for the October live streams. That came a bit later. This game is interesting so far. Graphics are indeed on a budget, but I think that is fine. The game is still built, the soundtrack is good of course. The game is still with many details when it comes to what you can do, and that is more important. Alongside the fun gameplay and RPG mechanics, despite me feeling I am bad at the game, I think I am. And at the time I kind of was. But at some point you get kind of overpowered in the game too, so it doesn't really matter too much. I'm having a lot of fun. It feels like a classic game in the modern era, and having a nice looking female character that I can also customize makes me a little bit happy. Everything else is fast paced, no loading times, fast travel. But then you have the challenging bosses near safe rooms. The Twin Dragon fight was super hard. He took so much damage, but unlike the previous boss, I didn't get a mobility upgrade and I'm struggling to find the right path. I thought maybe there is something with his fire breath I can do in the ice area, but I noticed where that I had forgotten where that is. Yeah, I will always get lost in this game, in any game really. The familiars are cool. I used the sword which does heavy damage in one slice, but I have been mostly using the Silver Knight who can't hit for shit, but often blocks projectiles and other attacks. He also shot me to the fucking moon when I sat on a chair. The many different playstyles this game offers makes it even more fun. I really get a sense of improvement as well, which is important in Metroidvania games. The game is a love letter to Symphony of the Night, alright. Down to the bad ending and after to find out how to beat the actual game yourself. Bloodless felt like an end boss to the point the next two bosses felt like a joke. One of them, being the fake final boss, still got 40% of the map to fill. I don't know what the sections can kiss my ass. Stupid thruster mechanic, I guess it wasn't a fan. Besides that, it's the Pixie familiar can heal you with its own items, which is all. Besides that, the text enemies between 3 to 5 business days. The Pixie is not very useful besides the item use. Explored more, fuck the hidden sand area, piece of shit enemies everywhere. Yeah, the sand area is probably my least favorite location in the game. The lava place is annoying, but I think I can deal with that at least. Anyway, we got the inverse skill, which was pretty fun. And the final dungeon was like Japan land. So, does this imply there's a specific Japan hell? Probably. Son gives us his sword before possessing Ichigo, I guess. Yeah, I guess he does. Now with the power of the Holy Beam attack, I doubt I can lose. Yeah, no, the Holy Beam attack really fucking killed almost everything. Just doing 120 fucking points of damage, and you can spam that shit too. You know, you can. It costs very little MP when you can just like. It's like the MP. It basically just loses MP when you're just holding the button down. But you can just quickly just tap the button, shoot one beam for like 1 millisecond, lose only a little bit of MP, and then just do 120 damage. Crazy. I should have just fucking done this in the evening instead. You know what? I can do that. I think after reading the April stuff, I'll just fucking eat food instead. Do something, yeah. But like Visual of the Night is a fantastic love set. I guess is this the end point of the game? Yeah. Review of the game. Wow. Ritual of the Night is a fantastic love letter to Castlevania Symphony of the Night. It is the Castlevania people have been wanting. Although I have never experienced the Metroidvania era of the series, I enjoyed the game a lot. Maybe the quests are a bit grindy, specifically the food and burial ones, and the story is a bit weak. It fails to make me care about a few characters I should care about, and on top of that, what Alfred was doing kind of made no sense. I don't really remember too much because it's been months. There was something interesting with Dominique, but it will never get explored in this type of game, alas.
aside from that, the game, the great game, I give it a 9 out of 10, or maybe even a 9.5 out of 10. I think the 0.5 is more so just a lack of story, I think, because I would definitely give it a 9.5 out of 10. Are we in April? Oh, no, we're not fucking in May now. God damn it. You know what? I think I'm just gonna take a break here. I'm gonna eat. Yeah, so I'll make a new room. I'll eat something, and you guys will see later. I hope to just be more energetic because I am just too hungry right now. I'm not feeling very well. I'll talk more later. Maybe I'll just put a link in this video description as well. I'll see you guys then. See you soon.